Scott Nason and Larry Pozzabon back here at Pullar Stadium as we are set to go in the border battle round 4 between the Soo Eagles and the Soo Thunderbirds. The Thunderbirds lead the season series 2-1. Eagles will be in their home black jerseys with the gold trim. Thunderbirds in their road white jerseys with the purple and dark blue, whatever it is, and orange trim. Eagles will be going left to right as seen on your radio dial and on your video monitor. So here we go, Larry. Eagles looking for their first home win of the 2019-2020 campaign. Eagles win the face-off. Clark at his own blue line. Well, his pass broken up there by Ford. Eagles have yet to lead here at Pullar Stadium in their 2 games. They lost both 1-goal games here earlier this month, or I should say last month. Now the Thunderbirds with the puck at center ice, cross the blue line. That's Smith. Now he had it broken up there by Quinn. Praisner. Now Quinn at his own blue line. Spin move. Bazarin will shoot that one back into the Eagles' end. Puck behind the net, taken by Parrott. Now Parrott trying to clear the zone. Kept in by Bazarin. You have 2 Bazarins playing tonight. Number 23, Daniel, and number 28, Matthew. Now, puck cycled back in the Eagles' end. Quinn behind his own net. Plays over to the far side boards. Kovacs gets knocked around a bit. Now on the near side, Lamberty. Chicello at center ice. Lamberty blocks that one. Now Wood across the blue line. Lost the puck. Now picked up by Kovacs. Thunderbirds with the puck. Minute into this game, no score. Now Kovacs across the blue line. Pass broken up by Wood. Now Wood has it. Wood at center ice for the Eagles. Cross the blue line. Good check there along the far boards. Now in front are Fanos. Had a chance. Couldn't quite get his stick on that one. Now Chicello over in the far corner. Puck back to center ice, taken there by the newest Soo Eagle, number 19, Bryce French. Thunderbirds with the puck at center ice. Schmiel. Now French for the Eagles in front of his own bench. Nice stick handling there. Cycles it near side to Harris. Now pass goes off the far boards. French with it. French across the blue line. Now behind the net. Puck goes in front. Skrella at the point. That one bounces over his stick as he'll chase that one to center. Dresch will clear that one all the way down the ice. No icing. We played 2 minutes of this first period. No score. Eagles 1 point behind the Thunderbirds in the standings. Ali off the far boards. Picked up there by Dax. Now Dax across the blue line. Pass. Quick shot. Deflected. Goes wide of Ahern. Now Josephson. He lost his stick, so he's going to go back to the bench. Picked up by the Eagles. Ali across the blue line. Ali flips it off the boards. Portlock has it. Portlock. Dax over there for the Eagles. Now puck along the near side boards. Portlock will put that one behind the net. Picked up by Young for the T-Birds. Young with the puck. No shots yet early in this first period for either squad. Across the blue line. Thunderbirds with it. Now pass in front, a shot. Brancato makes the save. Finley with it for the T-Birds. Over to Rogers. Now Rogers over at the far corner. He's hit by Dresch for the Eagles. Now Portlock leaves it for Dax. Dax in his own zone for the Eagles. Plays it over to Ali. Now that pass out of the reach of Buies. Now a deflected puck that goes into Ahern. And he'll hold, Larry. 16:45 to play in this first period. No score.
That one shot that the Thunderbirds got on the Eagles is a good shot, and Brancato made a nice save on it. It's a good reflex. He played him sharp there, too. I'm breaking up here or something.
Want to say hello to, don't break up, Larry. We've only been doing this for like 12 years. Want to say hello to DJ Brancato watching tonight on Hockey TV. Again, if you want to contact us during the game, SNason2013. You better over there now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, a little short in the equipment. We're still testing out this whole simulcast thing. Trying to get all the right chords going, the ones and the twos, as I've heard it called before. Now here's a chance for the Eagles in front. Buies, his shot, deflected by Ahern. Now behind the net. Eagles with it. That one broken up there by Bazarin. Matthew Bazarin, nice pass to Smith across the blue line. Smith's shot. That deflects off of Parrott's stick, goes in the netting, and that'll be a face-off in the Eagles' end.
Back and forth here, but like I say, the shots, well, they're saying 2 shots by the Eagles. Yeah, that's correct. They just had one down there again. So played just a little under 4 minutes.
Face off to the left of Brancato. Eagles control the face off. Quinn along the end boards. Now Harris with the puck for the Eagles. Harris tries to clear it. Bazarin keeps it in. Now Smith in the slot. Smith with it. Waits. Tries to get a shot. Now puts it in the crease. Here's another chance.
There it is.
And a goal. Oren Grangroth gets the goal for the Soo Thunderbirds. And so for the 3rd time in 3 games this season, the Eagles do not score first. They trail 1-0. 16:02 to play in the first period. So Oren Grangroth from Litchfield, Minnesota, a 2000 birth year player, scores the goal for the Thunderbirds, and they strike first, Larry.
He had a wide open top corner there. The puck just came right out to him, and he was in the high slot. Buried it.
We'll get the call from Bob St. Peter. T-Birds lead 1-0. Now Bazarin across the blue line, in, lost the puck.
Thunderbirds goal scored by number 3, Oren Granderoff. Assist, number 22, Nick Smith, and number 28, Matt Bazarian. The time.
So Smith and Bazarin get the assists for the Thunderbirds. Now Arfanos has it for the Eagles. They trail 1-0. Thunderbirds with the puck. Bazarin. Daniel Bazarin across the blue line. That's going to be offside as Santa Maria was in just a little early, and we'll have a face-off outside the blue line.
Now, to defend Brancato on that also, because the puck was in the corner there, he was back in the blue, and he didn't have a chance to even come out to cover any ice. And goal was scored.
Rebick will take the draw for the T-Birds along with Dax. Now Dunbar has it. Dunbar, rink-wide pass. Now the Thunderbirds with the puck. Eagles take it back. Shire across the blue line. Bouncing puck. That one will go off the glass to the neutral zone. Rebick to Dunbar. Dunbar's pass just out of the reach of Rebick. Now Parrott for the Eagles. Eagles just not connecting on their passes here early, Larry.
No.
5 minutes gone by, first period. Good crowd here at Pullar Stadium. I think the biggest of the year.
That's offside. Delayed. Okay.
Now Schmiel for the Thunderbirds will shoot it in. Brancato will make the save and hold with 14:45 to play in this first period. 1-0 T-Birds.
Both teams are changing right now. Get some fresh legs out there. Eagles are trying to get something going. They got to keep moving.
Want to say hello to the Dax family watching tonight in Lindenhurst, Illinois. Want to also say hello to Chris and Linda Quinn from Chicago, along with Papa and Nana watching from Michigan. So thank everyone for chiming in. Again, SNason2013 if you want to say hi or hear your names on the broadcast. Now here's Price with it. His shot, saved there. Picked up by Ahern. Eagles trying to get some pressure. Puck goes back in the Eagles zone. Harris with the puck. Now he falls down. Rogers with the chance. Now Price picks it up for the Eagles in his own zone. Price plays it off the boards, down the ice. Chased down by Cicello. Now Cicello over to Rogers. Rogers will chip that one to center, and Price will shoot it right back in for the Eagles. Ahern behind his own net for the T-Birds. Shots 3-3 here in this first period. Paravon for the Thunderbirds. Now the Thunderbirds at center ice with the puck, taken away by the Eagles. Ali. Eagles a little bit rusty here early, Larry. They haven't played in 9 days.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of showing right now.
Yeah, practice is good, but you need actual game time. Maybe they'll regroup after this first period, get things going again.
So Greyhounds not in action tonight, Larry. They'll be at home tomorrow night against Sudbury. That should be a good one at the Memorial Gardens.
I think they've split with Sudbury. Am I right? No.
Well, in the exhibition season,
yes.
Yep. And Sudbury has a player that could go number 1 in the NHL draft, at least one of the top couple spots there. That kid is fierce. Face-off won by the Eagles. Puck in the Thunderbirds' end. Now Ford with it. Dresch trying to keep it in for the Eagles. He can as that one goes back into the Eagles zone. Orfanos, rink-wide pass to Ali. Now Ali at center ice. Ali trying to get around Smith. Now Smith has it. Smith for the Thunderbirds behind his own net. Plays it over to McIntyre. McIntyre at center ice for the T-Birds. Across the blue line, drops it for Smith. Smith back to McIntyre. Now to the point, Ford. Ford shot. One's blocked by Wood. He's looking to get a break. Ooh, and he almost did. But Ahern's going to cover that one up. Good idea for the Eagles, but just a little out of the reach of Wood, Larry.
Yeah, just didn't get the right bounce there for Caleb Wood. Now, going back to it, we talked before the game, both these teams haven't been able to score goals. They've had opportunities, they just couldn't finish them. That's the whole thing for both teams. They just couldn't finish them.
Face off to the right of Ahern. Won by the Eagles. He'll swat it out of there, Ahern rather. Now Ford. Ford loses the puck. Here's Quinn. Quinn had a chance. That one goes behind the net. Nice move there by Grandgroff. He has the only goal in this game for the T-Birds. Ford almost had it at center ice. Now Praisner picks it up for the Eagles. Bad pass. Smith takes that one away. Thunderbirds with the puck at center ice. Matthew Bazarin. Now Clark has it for the Eagles, and that one's going to be down the ice.
That shouldn't be icing. They should be waving that off.
That's going to be an icing call.
I thought he had a good chance for that one.
Out of town scoreboard, Larry. Rayside Balfour, winners of 7 straight, leading Hearst 1-0 in the second period. That one up in Hearst. Blind River and Kirkland Lake, no score midway through the first. And 1-1 tie in Espanola between Elliott Lake and Espanola. Blind River, the only undefeated team in regulation. Elliott Lake, the only winless team.
I was looking across the ice, and Coach Doug LaPrade, he agreed with me on that icing call.
Now that puck will go into the netting and out of play. We'll have another face-off. 12-12 to play in the first period. Eagles with the win in regulation will leapfrog the Thunderbirds in the standings. Eagles, they want to get a lead here, Larry.
They do, yeah. Hey, the shots are only 3-3 yet, though. Boy, we're down to 12 minutes left.
Face-off at center ice. Taken by Shire for the Eagles. Now Dunbar for the T-Birds. Plays it over to Young. Shire for the Eagles. Gets it at center ice. He'll flip it back in. Ahern stops it behind his net. Now here's Dax within a shot. Save Ahern. Rebound, puck loose. And Dax tried to put that one in front, but it ends up going into the pads of Ahern, and he'll make the save.
Yeah, he was way out of the net, away from the goal post. And Dax tried to put it out in front, but it went straight towards that Ahern. And he, without even knowing it, he made a save there.
Shots 4-3 Eagles. They trail 1-0. 11:47 to play in this first period. Face off to the left of Ahern. Eagles doing a good job on the face off so far. Price's shot, that deflects wide. Rebick in the corner. Now Vaca puts it in front. Poke checked away by Ahern, and the Thunderbirds have it. They'll clear that one down the ice. Chased by French. Now French off the boards behind the net. Eagles with the puck. Price across his own blue lines. Pass, a little too much for Buise, and that one will go down, and no icing on that one. Price in the near corner, the former Sioux High Blue Devil standout. And the Thunderbirds will clear the zone. Josephson, he gets hit by Dresch. Puck back in the T-Birds' end.
I like to see defensemen throw their weight around.
Now here's Vaca with it. His shot, Ahern juggled it for a moment, makes the save. And yeah, not a real physical game so far, Larry, but we saw a couple nice hits on that shift.
Right.
10:59 to play in this first period. 1-0 Thunderbirds. Their only goal by Oren Grandgroff. Now face off to the left of Ahern. Thunderbirds control the face off. And that one trickles down the ice. Now the T-Birds with it. In front, player gets dumped. That was Rogers. Now back to center ice. Here's Wood. He's got Orfanos going to the net. Wood, Orfanos. That one deflected away. Pass a little behind George there. Puck along the near boards. Dresch. Over to Wood, far corner. Now near side boards, Orfanos. Orfanos puts it in front. That one deflects wide. Scarella with the puck. Now the T-Bird just trying to get it out of there. Ali keeps it in. Here's Orfanos. Pass over to Wood. A shot. Oh, nice save there. Ahern. He got that right pad out there, as that was a good scoring chance for the Eagles. Now puck over along the far boards. Rogers and Orfanos banging each other around. Now here's Dresch. Near corner. Now the T-Birds come up with it. That's Mackenzie Walkington, the newest Soo Thunderbirds player. Number 25. So we'll have immediate timeout on the next stoppage in play, barring a power play opportunity. Wood with the puck for the Eagles in his own zone. Wood, in front of his own net. Pass near side, Ali. Now nice rink-wide pass to Quinn. Quinn will shoot it into the T-Birds' end. Dunbar for the T-Birds. Over to Young. Young across the blue line. Young still has it. Pass over to Bazarin. Back to the point. Ford. Ford now trying to get it in front. Eagles want to get it out of there. Back to the point. Ford plays it off the board to Bazarin. Behind the net, Quinn for the Eagles. Ooh. Now bad pass. Dunbar with a shot. Ooh, a good one there. Goes wide. Had a lot of pace on that wrist shot. Now Smith at the point. Eagles trying to get it out of the zone. They do. Lamberty at center ice. Wraps that one off the boards. Back to the Thunderbirds' end. Lamberty and Dunbar collide. Now puck on the near boards. Clark. Lamberty still in the T-Birds' end. Now Lamberty tried to center it. Broken up by the T-Birds. And Lamberty still keeps it in. Quinn will play that one off the far boards. Eagles get some fresh bodies out there. Puck still in the Thunderbirds' end. 8:30 to play in the first period. 1-0 T-Birds. Puck at center ice. Lamberty leaves it for Harris. Now Harris across the blue line. Harris with the wrister. Pad save there, Ahern. Rebound goes to the Thunderbirds. Smith. Smith and Dax. Shire over there for the Eagles. They shoot it back in. Portlock. Hit on Cicello. Nice job by Harris to keep it in. He winds and fires. Misses that one. Puck goes back to the point. French. He puts a shot. Blocker save Ahern. Vaughn will try to clear it. Now Bazarin gets hit by Dax. He's slow getting up. And there we go. Right in front of the official. Dax gets hit twice, and they're going to call the second one. And now here we go. French and Paravon. And here we go. We're going to have a fight, Larry.
You got
French. He's got the right hand loose. Now here's Paravon. French going at it. This is a good one back there. They're getting some shots in. And it looks like French only gets a big shot there at the end. And another one. And I give that decision to Mr. French, Larry. That's how you do it in the NOJHL. You drop the gloves, you let them go. And, well,
that was
French
instant drop of the gloves, boy. They just both simultaneous. And it says, let's go.
So, fight night here at Pullar Stadium. And let's see how these penalties will shake out, Larry. Vaughn was going to get the initial penalty.
Right, yeah.
He could have gotten a couple on that one, but he gets the initial one, and those guys, we'll see if they even come back. I'm not even sure how that works anymore.
I don't know. I don't know.
There's probably going to be no instigator, I would imagine, in that one, Larry. That was pretty much a mutual, dropping the gloves with mutual affection, for lack of a better term.
Mutual understanding.
Yes, understanding, I think, is a better way of putting it. Larry, while we're waiting for that, I wanted to mention that our good friend Johnny Bell, who did the radio broadcast for Soo Eagles for so many years, and before that the Sioux Indians and such. Well, we talked about his well wishes. He's battling some health issues right now, and so he's going to be having a burger bash.
Not he is.
Well, in honor of him.
Yes.
On Monday, October 28th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Sioux Michigan Elks Lodge. Tickets are available at Sovereign Communications. Adults $10. Children 12 and under, $5. You get a burger with sides and desserts. They'll have takeouts available, silent auction items, 50-50. It's going to be a lot of fun, and for a good cause. Johnny Bell, again, we're thinking of you, and hopefully he hears some of these broadcasts. I know he's a huge Soo Eagles fan, and he wouldn't miss it. So if you want more information, you want tickets, you can call the office during working hours, normal business hours, at 632-2231. Again, this is a burger bash for Johnny Bell on Monday, October 28th, Elks Lodge, 4 to 7 p.m.
Oh, boy.
Now we have some disagreement, Larry.
I don't know, Coach LaPrade likes the calls they're making down there. Boy, he get up in arms.
Doug's having some spirited conversation with the officials. He doesn't like something here.
Yep, he doesn't.
And so,
you know what? Let's see what the call is, and I'll tell you whether I agree with them or not.
Well, Dax is going into the penalty box. He was tangled up with Paravon there to start. That's where Vaughn got the penalty when he cross-checked, I believe, Dax. And then,
twice.
Yeah, and then French came in. after that, and those two went. So we'll see if the Eagles, maybe with the two players involved, they get the extra penalty. Nothing yet on the penalty board. 7:50 to play in the first period. Soo Eagles with or trail rather, by a score of 1-0, shot 7-3 in favor of the home team.
I don't know. Well, like I say, is he calling? Well, we'll have to see why Coach LaPrade is upset there. My guess is, I don't know. Let's see. Well, 5 aside. He's putting his hands up, the referee.
So it looks like there will not be a power play on this one. We'll go to public address announcer Bob St. Peter for the explanation of this. We'll see if Vaughn and French are back in this game or they just get 5. I think they're done. But
since we're even, they should have their immediate timeout now.
Well, they may have just incorporated with that, Larry, with the delay. Now, Coach Parko, he seems okay with it.
Yeah.
Never one to argue too much.
That's tongue-in-cheek, is it?
Something like that. We'll get the calls from Bob here on these penalties as play is resuming. Now puck back in the Eagles' end. Might take a while for Bob to get all this sorted out. Now Thunderbirds with the puck. Grandgroff passes it over to McIntyre. McIntyre at center ice. Off the boards to Santa Maria. Brancato behind the net. Now it's a chance by Bazzer. Now Brancato, I think, gets hit by Santa Maria. Now here we go. Ali with some, rather that's Bazzarin, who I believe interfered with Brancato behind the net. Shane fell down, and I think that's going to be a penalty on Matthew Bazzarin. We're still trying to figure out the first set of penalties, Larry, so looks like the Eagles are going to go on the power play.
Ali, I think he's going down in the dressing room. I think he's cut.
So now we're seeing what the border battle is all about, Larry.
Really, yeah. This is something brought this. I don't know what brought this on, but wow.
We didn't see too much the first time these two teams played a couple weeks ago. It was a little more tame affair. This one, not so much. So we have more penalties, Larry. 7:14 to play in this first period. Lake Superior State University Hockey Lakers in action tomorrow night as they will take on Merrimack. The return of Scott Borick, the former Lake Superior State University coach. I'm sure he'll get a rousing ovation from the Laker fans.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
9 years?
Wow. I want to say hello to Coach Borick if he's listening tonight. That game will be on our Yes FM with Bill Crawford tomorrow night around 7:07. Official face-off. Bill will have the pregame show around 6:40. And then Sunday afternoon, a 5:07 game against Merrimack. Bill will have the call of that one around 4:40 on Yes FM. Sioux Greyhounds tomorrow night on Rock 101 with Jerry Liscombe Jr. Another 7:07 start on over at the Memorial Gardens. Jerry will have the pregame show at 6:40, and then another Sunday afternoon game.
What? This is confusing here. I think those guys down there are confused.
We still didn't get the calls on the original ones.
Now, the Thunderbirds picked up the penalty, and yet the face-off's in the Eagles zone. So did the Eagles pick up something also? And there's, like, again, we didn't get the first fight penalties at that. Now that we haven't got this one, and it's strange where the
face-off is going in the Eagles zone.
They're going 5 against 5. Wait now, the Eagles are. I'm trying to count there. Okay, the Eagles have no. Looked like there was only going to be 4, one going to the bench, but they're going 5 on 5.
Well, Bob has about 5-6 penalties to explain. Let's see if he can get that done here. At some
Thunderbird
point.
penalty.
There we go.
To number 16.
That's the fight.
Kevin Paravom. 5 minutes for fighting plus 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Okay.
So they're still around.
To number 23, Daniel Bazarin. 2 minutes for goaltender interference. To the Soo Eagles, to number 20. Correction to number 19, Bruce French. 5 minutes for fighting plus a game.
Oh, so French gets a
To
game.
number 23, Ryan Dax, 2 minutes roughing. To number 8, Malik Ali, 2 minutes roughing. The time of these penalties.
So there you go, Larry. I hope that clears it up.
It didn't for me.
I think I'm more confused.
Yeah.
Now here's the puck at center ice. 1-0 T-Birds, 6:15 to play in this first period. McIntyre across the blue line. McIntyre for the T-Birds, hit by Price. Now Dresch. Over to Clark. I think Bob's going to try that again. We won't mic him up this time. Now here's Vaca across the blue line. Rink-wide pass broken up by the T-Birds. Finley across the blue line. Finley with it, centering chance, broken up there by Vaca. Now Price. That one's going to go off a player in the bench. And we'll have a face-off in the Eagles zone, Larry. 5:44 to play. This eventful first period.
It is.
1-0 T-Birds.
Confusing also.
You are listening to Soo Eagles hockey on ESPN 1400 WKNW Sault Ste. Marie. Scott Nason and Larry Posabon here at Pullar Stadium. Our broadcast engineer, Emily Pentecost.
There's our medium timeout right now.
Cameraman is Rob Horn. We have 5:44 to play in this first period. The only goal scored in this game by number 3, Oren Grangroth. And now we have immediate timeout, Larry. 5:44 to play. Looking at the Grangroth goal, I believe that's his first of the season. We're checking on that. A second assist from Nick Smithy and Matthew Bazarin. And so game misconducts on that last fight by Kevin Paravon and Bryce French. So those players are done for the night after we gave the decision to French on that fight, Larry.
So they're both... You fight in the first period and you're gone?
Yeah, game misconduct. You can't fight anymore. There was a time where you could fight 3 times and you'd be kicked out.
Yeah.
We'd see that in a period sometimes, Larry, against those Manitoulin Islanders. I want to say hello to Don, Stephanie, and Chloe Supa tonight, listening on ESPN 1400. Chloe had a nice little hockey draft, little tournament there over in Sioux, Ontario. So looking forward to playing the girls hockey this year. Looking forward to seeing some of that. So face off to the left of Brancato. He's done a pretty good job on the face-offs here. They lose this one. T-Birds with it. Walkington on the near side boards. Now here's Quinn. Quinn behind his net to Harris. Now Praisner. Praisner to Lamberty. Lamberty at center ice across the blue line. Now Lamberty plays it on the near side boards. Quinn. Picked up by Walkington for the T-Birds. Praisner behind the net for the Eagles. He gets knocked down. Now Quinn. Back to Harris. Harris with the shot. Puck loose in front.
Oh, we got a penalty coming up against the Thunderbirds, I believe.
And the puck really wasn't covered up before the whistle, and I think we're going to have a cross-check, Larry. So looks like we're going to have the first power play of the night. 5:06 to play here in the period.
Good time for the Eagles to put some magic on the board here.
Coming up in the second period, Larry, we'll have our world-famous Guess the Attendance Challenge here at Pullar Stadium. I'm a perfect 2 for 2 so far this year.
You are.
You will put a guess up tonight, though, my friend.
Yep.
And I'll say higher or lower. It's sweeping the nation. It's sweeping the nations. It's Guess the Attendance here at Pullar Stadium. Eagles on the power play. Haven't been very successful at home so far this year. Don't know if they have a power play goal yet, Larry. Scarella back to Quinn. Now Quinn back to Scarella. Quinn. Scarella shot. I think it might have hit Dunbar. Goes back to the Eagles. That's Dresch. Plays it behind the net. Dunbar cycles it up. Now Quinn off the board. Scarella back to Quinn. Now Scarella near side boards. Minute 30 left on the power play. Over to Dresch. Dresch, Quinn. Quinn. Scarella. Now pass in front.
Oh, yeah! Number 24, the Thunderbirds left the puck into his own net.
Eagles will take it as they tie this game at 1. 4:25 to play here in this first period. I think Vaca's going to get credit for the goal, Larry, but you said it. That was an own goal, as they say in soccer.
Yeah, Warren Young, he tossed that puck right into his own net with his hand.
The Eagles will take them any way they can get them right now as they tie this game at 1 on the power play. We'll get the call from Bob St. Peter. Eagles have tied this game.
Eagle Eagle goal scored by number 6, Blake Vaca. Assist, number 21, Dominic Scarella. And number 13, Kyle Quinn.
So Scarella and Quinn get the assist. You can't give one to Young. He was on the other team. Now a chance in front. Bazarin. That one was in his skates, but he couldn't get his stick on it. Now Wood at center ice. Across the blue line. Wood waiting. Drops it. Parrott shot up high. Ahern makes the save. And the Eagles, a little bit of a slow start to this one, Larry, but they're getting themselves in this game right now.
Yeah, that goal just got them going here. Nice play, nice setup by Caleb Wood to Parrott. Good looking around the ice. Good eye vision out there right now.
Shots 9-5 Eagles with 3:52 to play in the first period. Face off to the right of Ahern. Eagles, and we're going to do that one over. This might have been an inadvertent puck drop there, Larry. Wish we could get those in broadcasting. Do over like that. We're just going to race the last 10 seconds and start over.
Yeah.
Now here's Daniel Bazarin with the puck for the Thunderbirds in the Eagles' end. Bazarin lost the puck. Dunbar kept it in momentarily. Now here comes Dresch. Dresch across the blue line for the Eagles. Dresch behind the net. Price tried to put it in front. Buise tried to glove that one down. Puck still loose in the slot. Vaca, puck bouncing all over the place. Now Dresch at the point. His shot, that one just missed. Goes over to the far side board. Santa Maria can't clear it. Here's Price to Buise. Now Santa Maria will clear the zone. Matthew Bazarin at center ice lost it. Now Dresch will shoot it back in.
Eagles are getting some guys, fresh bodies on the ice right now too.
3 minutes to play here in this first period. 1-1 tie. Eagles still yet to lead here at home this season. Quinn over to Dresch. Now broken up by the Thunderbirds. McIntyre across the blue line, lost the puck. Josephson picks it up. Over in the far corner, centering pass. Rebick was off of his skate. Now the Eagles get it as Lamberty shoots it to center. Now Lamberty in the Thunderbird zone. Lamberty lost the puck. Cycle it down low. Praisner leading goal scorer for the Eagles this year. McIntyre. Now Quinn at center ice for the Eagles. He shoots it in. Ahern behind his own net. Over to McIntyre. Lamberty knocks over McIntyre. Down to the Eagles' end. Rebick. Schmiel shot. That one goes high. Takes a wild bounce right to Lamberty. Now here's the Eagles coming back with it. As that's Shire, his shot. Puck goes to the far corner. Ali gets it back to Dax. Now behind the Thunderbirds net. Ali at the point, backhand shot. Almost got through. Schmiel picks it up for the T-Birds. Minute 40 to play in the first period. Puck at center ice. Shire lost it. Here's Josephson. He'll dump it back into the Eagles' end. Both teams go for a line change. Puck in the Eagles' end, behind the net. Ali off the board. Shire flips it to center. It's out of the reach of Portlock. Now the Thunderbirds clear across the blue line. That's Walkington. Ali will wrap it hard off the boards, back to center ice. Shots 10-5 Eagles with 1:10 left in this first period. We have a 1-1 tie. Now puck shot in, behind the net. Quinn. Stolen there by Rogers. Tried to put it in front, but there is no one there. Now Finley has it. Centering chance. Walkington over in the far corner. He's hit by Quinn. Quinn takes the puck. Now Skrell over there. Quinn behind his own net. Over to Scarella. Skrella looking up ice. Pass connects with Wood. Wood chases it down. Wood behind his own net. It's roughed up a bit by Young. Now the Thunderbirds have it. Ford off the boards. Rogers, he'll shoot it in. Brancato. I think if you would have said, Larry, when this game started that with 20 seconds left in the period, the Thunderbirds would only have 5 shots for the Eagles, I think you would have taken it. 10 seconds left. Puck still in the Eagles' end. Now chance for Wood. Wood in. Nice job by Young to knock him down. 3 seconds. And that's going to do it for the first period of play. The Soo Thunderbirds won.
Look at that. Come on.
The Soo Eagles won. as Bazarin gives Orfanos a couple shots there at the end. And I don't know if they're going to call anything here, but there were a couple shots to the head.
I think giving him charging.
Well, there should be something there.
28, I think it'd be Matthew Bazarin.
Well, let's take a break here, Larry. We'll sort it out here after the first intermission. Our score, the Eagles and Thunderbirds tied at 1. We're going to take a break and be back with our first intermission activities. You're watching Soo Eagles hockey on Hockey TV and listening on ESPN 1400. Welcome back to Soo Eagles hockey on Hockey TV and ESPN 1400. Scott Nason here in our first intermission. We have a very special guest joining us here. As we mentioned earlier tonight, it is Student Appreciation Night, and we have one of those students that we're appreciating right now, donning the Soo Eagles hat and the purple sweatshirt. Why purple? Well, he's from Pickford. His name is Tucker Rutledge. He goes to Pickford, and you are a 5th grader, am I correct?
Yes.
Well, Tucker, first of all, have you been to many Soo Eagles games before this one?
Yes.
I was going to say, if you have the hat, that probably means you're a fan. How long have you been going to Soo Eagles games?
A couple of years.
Couple years, and what are your thoughts of coming to these games? I've been doing these games for a while. You've been coming here a couple years. What do you like about coming to these Soo Eagles games?
I just like coming and watching them.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. And what did you think of that first period? It was kind of rough out there, wasn't it?
I thought it was pretty cool when they got in the fight.
Yeah, the fights get us announcers pretty excited too, and that was definitely a good fight. I'm just glad I'm not the one out there getting in the fights because I don't think I would last very long in those fights. I don't know about you. You look a lot tougher than me, but I think that would be tough. Now, Tucker, you're in 5th grade at Pickford, correct?
Yes.
And what are some of the things that you like coming to Soo Eagles games? What are some of your other hobbies or things that you like to do?
I like playing football.
Football, okay. Now, do you play football right now?
I just got done with flag football.
Awesome. And how did that go for you?
We were undefeated.
Wow. Well, you got a pretty good high school team out there, too. They're winning tonight, by the way, 32-20. I just got the score. Do you go to a lot of their games out there?
Yep.
And what do you think of that team? I mean, they don't lose many games.
No, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. Tucker, what are some of the other things besides sports that you like to do as far as your hobbies? Do you go outside? Do you play video games?
I like to go outside and play with my sister.
Okay, now how many? Do you have one sister?
Yep.
Okay, and is she older or younger?
Younger.
Okay, and what's her name?
Riley.
Okay, and what grade is Riley in?
Kindergarten.
Oh, kindergarten. Okay, so you got a 5th grader and a kindergarten. Now next year, would you be in a middle school, or are you all in the same school out there?
It's middle school and high school, but
okay.
We, instead of switching like classes and stuff, we have it so we'll just stay in one classroom in 6th grade.
Awesome. Well, Tucker, it's really good to see you. I'm glad you came up here and enjoy the rest of the game and keep up the good work in the classroom and in football. I mean, it seems like you're a great kid and you did a great job. Maybe you got a career in radio. What do you say?
Maybe.
Yeah, the pay's not very good. I hate to tell you that. But you know what? It's a lot of fun. So maybe we'll get you up here again in a few years and you can tell us more, okay?
Okay.
All right, that's Tucker Rutledge joining us on the intermission report. When we come back, we'll recap the scoring and look ahead to the second period of play. Our score at the end of one period, the Soo Eagles won, the Soo Thunderbirds won. You're watching Soo Eagles hockey on Hockey TV and listening on ESPN 1400. Back at Pullar Stadium, Scott Nason along with Larry Pazabon as we are set to start the second period of play. Our score, the Soo Eagles won, the Soo Thunderbirds won. Shots on goal in that first period, 10-5 in favor of the Eagles, and we'll recap the scoring in a moment. But Larry, your thoughts on a spirited first period?
Well, the game started early, or the period started early until that fight, and it turned things around. Now, it turned things around for the Eagles. They started playing hockey again. I guess they needed something to get them going, and the fight did. And they ended up finishing off on a scoring play, which they were having a hard time doing to get opportunities, and they couldn't score. Well, today they had an opportunity, and they did score, even though they didn't score it themselves. One of the players on the other team put the puck in his own net, but it counts anyways.
Recapping the scoring in that first period, Larry, the Thunderbirds got on the board first at the 3:58 mark. Oren Grangroth, his second goal of the season, with assists from Nick Smith and Matthew Bazarin, making it 1-0 T-Birds. then the Eagles would score on the power play. Blake Vaca, his second goal of the season, with assists from Dominic Skrella and Kyle Quinn, and that's where we sit right now, 1-1. There was a penalty right at the end of regulation. Matthew Bazarin got a charging call, so the Eagles should have a 2-minute power play. At least that's what the official stats have online. And we did have a fight between Bryce French for the Eagles and Kevin Paravant. Both those players are gone, and so a little bit rougher than we've seen over the past few games with the Eagles and the Thunderbirds.
Well, we'll have to see if it's going to carry on, or maybe that fight just said, okay, both teams, let's play hockey. Or it may say, okay, both teams, let's get going. We're not going to take anything from anybody.
Out-of-town scoreboard, Larry, 3 other games besides this one. After 2 periods of play in Hearst, it is the Rayside Balfour Canadians 2, the Hearst Lumberjacks 1. Blind River still undefeated, the only undefeated in regulation team left, and while they're winning at Kirkland Lake, who's only lost 1 game in regulation by the score of 2-0 with 15 minutes left in the second, and it's a 3-3 tie in Espanola between Elliott Lake and the Wildcats. Football, Sioux High is trailing Gladstone 7-0 at half. Pickford over Cedarville 32-20, that one in the second half. So Bazarin gets 2 minutes for charging Eagles on their second power play. They scored on their first. As that one's flipped down the ice. No icing as the Thunderbirds shorthanded. Dresch behind his own net. Eagles' third home game. They've yet to win. They've yet to lead at home. Definitely want to get the next goal in this one. Vaca with it at center ice. He has the only Eagles goal across the blue line. Sticked away by Dunbar. Now Vaca over to Orfanos. Orfanos back to Dresch. Dresch over to Quinn. Quinn, Skrella. Skrella back to Dresch at the point. Dresch now pass off of Vaca. Here we go. Thunderbirds, almost had a breakaway chance. Here's Smith with it across the blue line. Dresch on him. Smith goes to the net. Now behind the net. Dresch picks it up. Minute left on the Eagles' power play. Dangerous play in front of his own net. Eagles get it. Vaca up to Skrella. Skrella with the puck. Quinn over, shot Dresch. That one goes wide, and Finley's going to shoot that one down the ice for the T-Birds.
Yeah, that deflected wide off of number 14, Finley.
40 seconds left on the Eagles' power play. Good crowd here at Pullar Stadium on Student Appreciation Night. Want to thank the student we had during the intermission, Tucker Rutledge, 5th grader from Pickford. Buise with it, looking for Wood in front. Now Buise behind the net. Buise over to Praisner. Praisner in front, shot, save, rebound. Puck still loose, bouncing all over the place. And Chichello's going to clear that one to center. Now here's Schmiel with it. Schmiel around Price. Schmiel in. Schmiel still has it. Schmiel lost the puck. Price picks it up. Now he gets it up to Buise. Penalty will expire. Buise across the blue line. Over to Wood. Now he loses the puck. Player out of the box. Bazarin. He's going to get it. Fumbled it across the blue line. In shot goal.
Come on, that penalty box.
How about that? Bazarin gets the penalty at the end of the first period. Comes off the penalty box. Finds the puck. Breakaway scores 2-1 Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds picked him up at the blue line. He stayed on side. Bouncing puck. He got away from an Eagle chasing him. He went in all by himself.
Always got to watch out in the second period on line changes and penalties expiring because you're going to have things like that happen, and they did. Matthew Bazarin gives the Thunderbirds a 2-1 lead. We'll get the call from Bob.
Thunderbird goal scored by number 28, Matt Bazarian. Assist, number 23, Daniel Bazarin. And number 15, Tristan Chichikiolo.
Daniel. I think he had something in his throat on that one. Chichello and Matthew Bazarin get the assists.
Well,
it's 2-1. Yes, he does. And that one will be offside. So, again, the Eagles, Larry, every time they tie the game, they just can't get that next goal so far this season at home.
Down in the corner, none of the officials seen it. It looks like somebody lost a neck guard or something black down there. One guy saw it now. He's going for it.
17:24 to play in this second period. 2-1 Thunderbirds.
Yeah, belongs to the Thunderbirds, I believe. Or no, they don't know who it belongs to.
T-Birds losers of 4 straight. Trying to break that one after they went up north and lost 3 close games. As a shot and a save there by Brancato. The Eagles will make that trek up north. Actually, their next 4 games will be on the road. Tomorrow night in Elliott Lake, and then next Thursday at Hearst, Friday at Timmins, Saturday at Cochrane. If you're going to make that trip, Larry, October is much better than January.
You're right, yes.
It's a lot warmer. That shot goes wide. Price with the puck. Speaking of hot, Vicky says it's 95 in Dallas. I'm a little jealous there. Would you take 95 right now?
In the evening? That's
in
too
the
hot.
evening, I'd take it any time.
No.
Although we dripping from the rafters here. We've seen that a couple times.
Yeah.
Wasn't it last year we had that problem? We had that real warm spell.
Oh, yes, it was. And even the other night, here when we had the fog game, there was some dripping from the rafters.
Puck back in the Thunderbirds' end. Now the Eagles have it. Price gets it shot. Save there, Ahern. Price put a good shot on net.
He did.
Clark at the point. Keeps it in. Now Price again in the slide. He's got a player open. Goes. Here's Buies with it. A shot. Block. Parrott. Shot. Deflects. Pinball action.
Wow.
As Rebick. Looked like it went off of his skate as Price gets dumped. Boy, that went off the bumpers there, Larry.
That was, I tell you.
How many pinball machines did you tilt back in the day?
Oh, yeah, I love pinball machines. It's great. Good eye-hand coordination, that one, if you want to stay alive.
You know, if you go to Traverse City, they have a retro video arcade where you pay like $10 and you can get 2 hours of unlimited pinball and the old pack. I mean, it's fan. You'd love it. We need a road trip. We're going down there. Hockey TV, ESPN 1400 road trip. Traverse City, retro arcade, pinball machines. Back to hockey. Skrella with the puck. That one goes off Thunderbirds. Now here's Skrella. Orfanos. Nice diving play there. Looks like that was Young. Now Wood in front. That one goes through the crease. Eagles buzzing a bit on this shift. Orfanos with the puck. Orfanos. Now Parrott pinches in. Picked up by Young for the T-Birds. Young across the blue line. There's a shot. Goes wide. Near side boards, Wood. And here comes Orfanos with it across the blue line. Orfanos trying to get around the player. Cicello knocks him down. Orfanos gets up. Skrella over at the far boards. Back to the point, Ali. Skrella. Eagles still trying to keep that puck in. Finally trickles to center ice. Clark. 15:25 to play in the second period. 2-1 Thunderbirds. It was 1-1 after one, and Matthew Bazarin has the go-ahead goal here early in the second period. Lamberty shoots it in for the Eagles as Young chases it in. Young behind his own net. Long pass to Ford. He's going to deflect that one in. No icing. Dresch picks it up for the Eagles. Nope, beaten there by Bazarin. A shot save there, Brancato.
Sloppy play by the Eagles in their own zone.
That was a good chance there by Nick Smith. Lamberty across the blue line for the Eagles. Lamberty with a shot. Save. Ahern. Rebound. Behind the net, McIntyre. Now on the near boards. Thunderbirds get that to center. Smith to Ford across the blue line. Now Eagles stand them up. And here they come. Praisner across the blue line. Ali crossed as well. Praisner still has it. Trying to put it in front, just out of the reach of Shire. Now Shire over in the far corner. Bazarin will whip that one off the near boards to center ice. Ali shoots it in. Shots 14-9 in favor of the Eagles with 14-10 to play here in this second period. 2-1 Thunderbirds. Now the T-Birds with it in the Eagles zone. Matthew Bazarin off the boards. Dunbar. Now Dunbar near circle. Lost the puck. Picked up by Dax. Dax over to Quinn in his own zone. Now he'll clear that to center. Lamberty across the blue line. Now Lamberty with the shot. That deflects wide. Dax picks it up, tries to put it in front, picked up by the Thunderbirds. T-Birds clear the zone. Now Harris for the Eagles with the puck in his own end. Rink wide pass over to Quinn. He fumbles that one a bit. Now center ice, Price. Puck bouncing all over the place again. Picked up by the Thunderbirds. Dunbar can't clear it. Kept in by Dax. Now Dunbar, the Sioux Michigan native, Tyler Dunbar. And his pocket picked by Dax. Now Dax across the blue line. Dunbar, the youngest player on the ice on either squad. He's a 2003 birth year player. Eagles with the puck. Now the Thunderbirds will clear the zone and down the ice, and that should be icing with 13-11 to play in the second period. Thunderbirds maintain their 2-1 lead.
I like this game now the way it's going. I mean, I don't like the score, but it's picked up some more, and it's got some action here for the fans.
Pickford now leading Cedarville 40-20. That one still in the third quarter, so the Panthers look like they're going to get the victory. Looks like we have a little bit of a wow. Well, we're getting reports from the Sioux High football game that apparently there are some punches thrown and ref was put in a headlock. Well, again, you can't believe everything you read on Twitter, so I'm just going to let that go, and we'll try to get confirmation from Dave Watson, who's there. That's very interesting if that's true.
That sounds like
and
that,
I didn't even get to the Trump tweets, so, I mean, you talk about some wild stuff on Twitter. We could really have fun.
Yeah. How about the headlock that was here a couple of years ago?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. I think he's coaching golf now, apparently, so at Lake State. But anyway, you had to go there, Larry, didn't you?
Oh, headlock, you said. I just deja vu.
Yeah. Now here's Scarella. Play that one over on the far boards. Clark over to Buies. Now Buies. Over to Clark. Buies plays it on the near side. Now here come the Thunderbirds with it. Josephson across the blue line. He gets knocked down. Just one power play, actually two power plays in this game, both for the Eagles. Thunderbirds yet to go on one. Dresch, dangerous pass over to Clark. Now here's Orfanos at center ice. Orfanos over to Wood. Now Ali over at the far boards. Orfanos in his own zone. Now the Thunderbirds, Gangroth. He scored the first goal in this game. Orfanos with a shot. That one saved by Ahern. Rebound goes over to the far boards. Eagles still with the puck. Now puck goes in front. On the near side board. Still in the Thunderbird zone. Orfanos behind the net. Big hit there on Cicello. Chance shot. That one goes wide on the shot by Lamberty. Orfanos now will play that one back in. Now Cicello for the Thunderbirds. Across the red line. He'll shoot the puck in the Eagle zone. Picked up by Ali. All 5 new players out there for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, they came out like a swarm.
They did. Here's Orfanos. He's been out there a while. Puts a shot on. Save by Ahern. Rebound over to Orfanos. Gets tripped up. Now here come the Thunderbirds 2-on-1. Walkington. He's got Rogers with him. Rogers in front. Rogers shot. Good job by Brancato to kind of cut off the angle there. Rogers ran out of real estate. Brancato played that 2-on-1 very well.
They did.
Now the Eagles with it. Still trailing by 1. That one goes down the ice. Ahern will make his easiest save of the night and hold with 10:32 to play in this second period.
We got line changes again by both teams here. Face off deep in Thunderbird zone. Praisner in for the Eagles. And let's see what they're going to put in. It's going to be Ford or Smith. And it's going to be Ford for the Thunderbirds.
So face off to the left of Ahern. As, I don't know what kind of call. What is that, Larry?
I try to figure it out myself.
That disco move that he did?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This linesman, it's...
We have all sorts of commotion. It looked like Larry back at the days of the back door there doing that move. Tony Montana or something over here. Expecting to go into a high-pitched falsetto singing some Staying Alive songs here. But back to hockey as Harris has it at center ice for the Eagles. Dax now will shoot it back into the Thunderbirds' end. We'll have immediate timeout on the next whistle, barring a power play. Shots 18-9 Eagles, but they trail 2-1. Here's Smith for the Thunderbirds. Cross the blue line. Smith, nice move, shot. Deflects wide, puck goes in the netting. Goes out of the netting now as Eagles will take it in their own zone. Praisner up to Shire. Shire kicks it ahead. The Sioux Ontario pair, Praisner and Shire. Now Praisner gets it. Praisner gets dumped. And, whoa, we're going to have a late call there.
Yeah, against the Thunderbirds.
Yep, so the Eagles, barring another penalty, will go on their third power play unless they can put one in here. Now Dax, he gets hammered by Bazarin again. And Bazarin all over Dax. You know, Bazarin likes to mix it up. Now we have Quinn coming in, and so it looks like the Eagles, Larry, will go on their third power play. However, we won't get the media timeout with 9:25 to play here in this second period.
No, anytime there's a power play or a shorthanded opportunity, there's no media timeout until teams are full 5-on-5.
Larry,
that way.
Speaking about Dallas, Texas, we want to say hello to Pat and Blanca Praisner watching from Big D, Dallas, Texas. We saw them here last week.
You're saying 95, it's too, yeah. Pat was saying to me last time they were here, he said 80 in the evening was too hot.
It is a little warm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice temperature in here. We'll get the call from Bob St. Peter.
Penalty to number 27, Nolan Ford. 2 minutes hooking.
So hooking the call on Ford. Eagles on their third power play. Quinn over to Scarella. Now near side boards are Fanos. Back to Quinn at the point. Over to Scarella. Scarella in. Shot. Save there on the deflection by Vaca.
Nice setup.
Very good setup and a good save by Ahern as the Thunderbirds will shoot it down the ice. Minute 30 left on the power play. Under 9 minutes to play in this second period. Dresch for the Eagles. Now Quinn at center ice. Fumble the puck a bit. And that's going to cost him. Here's Smith. He got a player open in front. Kovacs. Now Smith gets it. Smith move. Lost the puck. Eagles get a break. Now here's Orfanos with it.
Orfanos got hurt on that play.
Orfanos back with the puck. Cross the blue line. Orfanos now still lots of time on the power play. 1 minute left. Back to Quinn at the point. Scarella. Quinn over to Orfanos. Orfanos in front. Vaca shot. I think Ahern might have got a piece of that one, Larry. It was a good shot by Vaca, but it goes into the netting out of play.
Nice setup again by the Eagles. Just they can't finish.
50 seconds left on the power play. 8:14 to play in this second period. Thunderbirds with a 2-1 lead.
Shots 20-9 in favor of the Eagles.
Larry, in our media timeout, we have to do our guess the attendance guess. You have to do our guess the attendance guess. This is going to be a tough one tonight.
You're right, it is.
Start counting.
One.
Yeah. Now Price at the point. Eagles win the faceoff. Over to Clark. Praisner in. Shot, deflection, save, rebound. Puck still loose under Ahern, and that'll cause a faceoff still in the T-Bird zone. Good puck movement on this power play, Larry.
A couple of guys in front for the Eagles there, and they just, puck was in too close for anybody to do anything. With that Ahern down on the ice, you can't do anything when the puck's right in front of them.
Face off to the left of Ahern. Eagles control the face off. Back to Clark. Clark over to Price. Price shot, save Ahern, and he'll hold.
He came out of the blue right there, and he saw it all the way. Nobody screening him. Yeah, the Eagles there looking for a rebound, but none came.
I want to say hello to Sven Schwab, also tuned in tonight. His son playing in the North American Hockey League. Alec,
yes. New puck.
Yep.
Somebody must take a bite out of that one.
They got good concessions here, Larry. If you're resorting to taking bites out of pucks, just go visit the Bird's Nest. Eagles win another face-off. Praisner in the near boards, back to Price. Price over to Clark. Now Clark puts it to Wood. There. Shot, save, rebound. Goes to Wood, now back to Clark. Clark at the point. Puts a shot. Another save of Ahern. Shots now 24-9 Eagles. They trail by 1. 10 seconds left on the power play. Praisner winds, fires, save, rebound. Puck loose and shot down the ice. And the Eagles get about 5 or 6 quality shots, but they can't get one in. As now the T-Birds at full strength. With 7:20 to play in this second period. McIntyre over to Kovacs. Puck in the neutral zone. Shot back into the Eagles' end. And
that's it.
And that should give us a media timeout, Larry, with 7:12 to play in the second period. So it's time to play our famous Guess the Attendance game. Okay. Those on the radio, a little tougher to play, but just close your eyes and imagine a Pullar Stadium that has a lot of fans in it, probably more than we've seen all year. Those on Hockey TV have a little better idea, although the media timeout now always takes the officials a little while to get that. Those on Hockey TV can see, and I would say there's probably a few more fans on this side than on the side that you can see. So Larry Pozzebon, I have a 2-0 lead in the season series. You will put up the guess. I will say higher or lower. Those online can watch and guess by tweeting me. So Larry, you got a number for us?
I have a number for you, but I'm scared of it.
You're scared of it?
Yeah, I'll tell you. This is...
A good crowd.
Yeah, it's a
very good crowd.
Yeah. More on this side than on the side that camera faces. So, wow.
Now, Larry, I do have to say, and Rob, if I can get your attention and zoom into the far corner, my son, who normally sits up here from time to time, well, he's in middle school now, and apparently some things are a little more important to him than hockey. If you can zoom in and see a kid with a hat and an Alabama sweatshirt, he's surrounded by 2 girls up there. So, yeah, so he's not as much in the press box there.
Oh, I see him
right
now.
under the National Office Products
I
there.
see him there,
Rob,
yeah.
So Vance Nason, apparently, if I ask him what happened in the game, he'll have no idea.
Yeah, he'll have to look at the scoreboard and say, well, this was it, Dad.
My goodness, look at this guy.
8. I'm saying 8:20. That's my guess.
8:20. Wow. So Larry Pozzebon says 8:20. And I'm going right now. I'm saying lower. I'm not saying by a whole lot lower, but I'm going lower. That's my first instinct. So those can play at home. Larry says 8:20. What say you, higher or lower?
Now remember, folks, I'm 0 for 2.
Yes, you are. All right, back to hockey here off the media timeout. Shots 25-9 in favor of the Eagles, but they trail 2-1 with 7:05 to play in the second period. Ali with the puck for the Eagles. He'll flip it into the Thunderbird zone. Ahern on the near side to Dunbar. Santa Maria. Now Ali at center ice. Over to McIntyre. Portlock. Lost the puck to Bazarin. Now Ali. Eagles with the puck. Now the Thunderbirds get it. They'll flip it in. Bazarin puts that one through the crease. On the near side to Price. Price to Praisner, rather Portlock. Now Dax has it. Dax bouncing puck, and Ahern's going to hold that one as Portlock and McIntyre have some words. And that'll pretty much do that. So it's calmed down after a pretty rough first period, Larry.
Yeah, it is. Now I want to go back to when I was talking with Toots Kovacs. I asked him, the young Kovacs that's playing out there, says, any relation to you? He says, no. I says, is that a common name? He says, yeah. He says, it's like Smith.
I was going to say there's a lot over there, I think, yeah.
In the Ukraine, where's he at? In Czechoslovakia, I think?
I think so, yeah.
Well, that's where his son was playing anyways.
Right. Now that's going to be an offside as Josephson was in a little bit early. If you want to hear more about local, regional, and national sports, I invite you to tune in to our sports show, The Game, which you can find at thegamesportshow.com or thegamesportshow.podbean.com. You can also hear the podcast of this broadcast on that same website, free of charge. You can start charging and make some money off that deal. Jeez Louise, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Now Scarella.
Ooh,
over to Wood. Wood in front. Wood, backhand shot, save, rebound. Oh, Orfanos just couldn't get that one out of the air. Would have tied this game. Big hit there as Scarella knocks, I think that was Josephson, into the boards heavily, and Scarella might have came off the worse for wear on that one. He's limping to the bench. Quinn behind the net.
He's going down the tunnel.
Yeah. His trainer Kerry Evie here tonight, checking in on Scarella. Now behind the net, Quinn. Near board, shots 27-9 in favor of the Eagles. They've really poured it on in the second period, but yet to show on the scoreboard. Now here's a chance, a shot, and that one will go into the netting.
That's a turnover by the Eagles right behind their own net and right to the Thunderbirds. You can't be doing those things. They're escaping, but you're down 2-1. You don't want to give them a 3-1 lead.
Both Linda Quinn and Georgia Orfano, or Stephen Orfano, say higher, Larry. So,
thank you. Last week they were against me.
That's right. Their daughter goes to Alabama. Well, I don't know. Vance really isn't the Alabama fan. I'm more the Alabama fan, but he can wear my sweatshirts now. So, and he's like 13. So, kind of shows you how big he's going to be. As that one will go in, and a save there by Ahern, who's really been the story here, Larry. 26 saves, and, well, he's one of the better goaltenders in the NOJHL, and he's showing it tonight.
Yep. Thunderbirds win the face-off.
Blanca says higher, too. Everybody's going against me. The world's against me. Cameraman Rob says lower, though, so he's with me. Young with the puck. For the Thunderbirds, 5 minutes to play in the second period. Coming up in our second intermission, we'll recap the scoring. We'll have an ABC News break. We'll look ahead to the third period. Still a lot to play in this second. Young for the Thunderbirds behind his own net. Thunderbirds with the puck, leading by 1. Bazarin, number 28, Matthew Bazarin with the go-ahead goal early in the second period. Young with the puck for the Thunderbirds in the neutral zone, flips it in. Brancato will stop it behind the net. Now lose the puck. Matthew Bazarin over in the far boards. Now Buise has it. Buise will flip that one up in the air. Glove down nicely by McIntyre.
That's
that
offside,
should be offside,
yeah.
Yep.
Still on the delay.
Almost was a break there by Santa Maria. Off the boards. Dunbar over to Santa Maria. Now Clark up to Price. Price with the puck. Shot. That goes wide. Over to Daniel Bazarin. He'll shoot that one down the ice. And
that's icing.
We'll have an icing call with 3:53 to play here in this second period. Thunderbirds still lead by the score of 2-1.
You know what I like about this game now? Two things, one for each team. I like how the Thunderbirds are breaking out of their own zone, and I like how the Eagles have been setting up with their power play. It's the best I've seen it so far this year. It's only the third game, but it's even an improvement over last year too.
Soo High trailing Gladstone now 13-0 early in the fourth quarter over on 1230 WSOO. Now Thunderbirds break that play up. Santa Maria at center ice. He collides there with Lamberty. Now here comes Bazarin. He gets dumped. Coach Parker wants a penalty, none called. McIntyre at center ice.
I'm surprised he wasn't jumping up and down. He's just calmly chirping.
He is a little calm tonight.
Yeah.
Well, now he's getting a little excited. Now here's Dresch. Across the blue line. Shot. Blocker save Ahern. Rebound goes to Dresch. On the end boards. Now Shire collides behind the net as well. Ooh, Praisner. You got to be careful on that one.
Yeah.
And coaches
He is. He's calling it down
here. You just can't do that.
Yeah.
They're going to call that every time. And so that's going to be a penalty on the Eagles. As Coach Parko's still really upset about that one. And so now the Thunderbirds will go on their first power play.
Oh, I'm not sure if he's calling. I don't think he's calling kneeing. I think he's calling tripping. We'll see how Bob announces that, if he got the signal right.
Yeah, two of our viewers liking the Alabama sweatshirt. Patty Lanning's granddaughter, Maya, is a freshman at Alabama. Roll Tide, roll, baby. Love it.
Isn't that where the hurricane was supposed to go?
With the Sharpie, yeah.
Excuse me.
No, that's all right.
No.
That's all right. We got comedy on both our sides of the border in politics these days.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you're not lacking on your side as well there, sir. Jeez Louise.
Now there's a puck going over the stands, and some mother just reaches back, and she's got two boys in red hoods, and she says, turns around and says, the one, here you go, you got a game puck.
Yep, absolutely.
Praisner, 2 minutes. Tripping.
So Praisner gets a tripping penalty. Minute 45 left on the Thunderbirds power play. Big moment here for them in this one.
Their first power play,
yeah.
Right?
Bazarin with it. Matthew Bazarin with the shot. Save. Brancato rebound. Puck still loose. Save. Rebound. Puck still sitting there.
Wow.
Finally kicked out by Quinn. Looks like Lamberty had his stick caught up in Bazarin in front. Daniel Bazarin. Now here's Smith with it. In the slot shot. I don't think Brancato saw it, but he
didn't
saved
see that,
it.
Yeah.
Lamberty can't clear it. Now Smith with a nice move. Seems like Smith's played for this team forever, Larry.
You're right, yes. He's been here
Bazarin
about
with
3
it.
years
Reminds
now.
me of Jerry Patingolo, who I think played forever for the Thunderbirds. Now shot down the ice by the Eagles. They get some fresh bodies out there with a minute left on the Thunderbirds power play.
Now, the Eagles have to remember, when the guy's stick handling inside your own blue line, when there's people around, don't go for the puck, go for the body.
Now Dunbar at center ice. Pass off the boards to Ford. Now Ford, rather. Plays it along the near side. Now shot down the ice. Ahern with it. Now plays it over the far side. Vaca will catch up to it. Puck still on the T-Birds' end. Now back to center. Walkington leaves it for Rebick. Across the blue line. Rebick for the T-Birds shot. Brancato will glove that one and hold with 24 seconds left on the power play.
Good save by Brancato. Glove save there. And Eagles defense were backing in, so they're giving the Thunderbirds a chance to, really snipe one into the corner. But Brancato was sharp on it.
Minute 28 left here in this second period. Eagles have never led in this one. They trail by the score of 2-1. Face off to the right of Brancato. Shots 29-14 Eagles. Thunderbirds win the face off. Cicello in the near corner. 15 seconds left on the power play. Kovacs back to Cicello. At the point, Grangroth. On the far side, Rebick back to Grangroth. 3 seconds left. Penalty will expire. Eagles at full strength. Trying to get back in the play. Thunderbirds still control the puck. Grangroth with it. His shot hits Clark in front. That one will be going down the ice.
That's going to make icing too.
And that'll be an icing with 52 seconds left here in this second period. Out of town scoreboard, Larry. We haven't checked it for a while. Rayside Balfour leading at Hearst by the score of 4-2. That one with about 7 minutes left in the third period. After 2 in Kirkland Lake, 4-2 Blind River over the Gold Miners, and it's Espanola 5, Elliott Lake 3 after 2. Elliott Lake's troubles continue. Eagles will be at Elliott Lake tomorrow night. You can catch that one on Hockey TV. Ford with the puck in the Eagles' end, off the face-off, back to the point. Dunbar over to Ford. Ford moves in. His shot doesn't get through. That one deflects to center ice. Dunbar in his own zone. Dunbar, nice job. Center ice, gets it to Ford. Over to Smith. Smith, Ford, broken up by Praisner. He'll flip it up to Lamberty. 20 seconds left. Lamberty trying to get around Young. He does. Now Lamberty with the puck. Pair of 24s as Lamberty and Young battle for it along the end boards. 10 seconds left. Picked up by Ford. And the Thunderbirds are going to clear that one down. And the Eagles outshoot the Thunderbirds again in that second period, but only one goal was scored.
Look at that. That's another one like that. He should be getting another penalty.
Bazarin, right as the whistle blew, or the horn sound, hit the player for the Eagles.
Right in front of that referee now.
And he's the player that has scored the go-ahead goal in the second period. Our score at the end of 2, the Soo Thunderbirds 2, the Soo Eagles 1. We'll be back for a brief recap of the scoring, and then we'll head to ABC News. You are listening to Soo Eagles Hockey on ESPN 1400. Scott Nason back at Pullar Stadium here in our second intermission. Our score at the end of 2 periods of play, the Soo Thunderbirds 2, the Soo Eagles 1, rejoined by Larry Pozzabon. And well, Poz, the Eagles put up a lot of shots. They had a lot of good scoring opportunities, but the Thunderbirds get the only goal in that second period and lead by the score of 2-1. Your thoughts on the game so far?
Well, it turned out to be a better second period for both teams. I'd say, first of all, especially for the Eagles, they put up another 19 shots in that period. They're just having a hard time finishing off. And Thunderbirds were fortunate. They were playing shorthanded. The penalty expired. Bazarin comes out of the penalty box, and he's fed by his brother, and boom, the puck was in the net. So take away that, and it's still a 1-1 game, but it can't be. It's 2-1 right now. Good game. We'll see what the third period brings up. Coach Laprade, usually he's pretty good between the periods. Let's see if he can get the guys motivated to come back strong in his third.
Recapping the scoring in that second period, Larry, the only goal at the 2:08 mark. Matthew Bazarin, his 6th of the season, with assists from Daniel Bazarin and Tristan Cicello. 2-1. Thunderbirds after 2 shots on goal in that second period. 19-9 in favor of the Eagles, 29-14 overall. Out of town in the NOJHL, 3 other games. 2 minutes left in Hearst. The Rayside Balfour Canadians 4, the Hearst Lumberjacks 2. Blind River leading Kirkland Lake after 2 by the score of 4-2. And after two periods of play in Espanola, the Express lead Elliott Lake by the score of 5-3. High school football on Oldies 93. Pickford all over Cedarville now with a 58-20 lead. That one late in the third quarter. And at last check on 1230 WSOO with Dave Watson, it's Gladstone 13, Soo High nothing. We're going to take a break for ABC News, and then we come back. We'll have the third period of play here at Pullar Stadium. Again, our score after 2. The Soo Thunderbirds 2, the Soo Eagles 1. You're watching Soo Eagles Hockey on Hockey TV, and you're listening on ESPN 1400. Scott Nason back at Pullar Stadium here in our second intermission. Soo Thunderbirds lead the Soo Eagles by the score of 2-1. Recapping the scoring in this one, the Thunderbirds got on the board first in the first period as Oren Grangroth scored his second goal of the season at the 3:58 mark with assists from Nick Smith and Matthew Bazarin to make it 1-0 T-Birds. The Eagles would tie it at the 15:35 mark of the second period. Blake Vaca, his second goal of the season with assists from Dominic Skrella and Kyle Quinn on the power play. And then in that second period, just the one goal, Matthew Bazarin, he comes right out of the penalty box. He gets a breakaway goal, his sixth of the season, with assists from Daniel Bazarin and Tristan Cicello. Shots on goal in this game, 29-14 in favor of the Eagles, but the Thunderbirds had the lead where it counts on the scoreboard by a 2-1 count. Looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, we do have a final in from Hearst, the Rayside Balfour Canadians. How about this team? They start the year 0-2. They trailed at 1 point in their second game to Powassan. I believe it was 10-1 midway through the second period, and it's been nothing but victories ever since that game. They defeat Hearst by the score of 5-2, so they're going to stay in first place in the West Division, improve to 8-2-0. And the team that's chasing them, the Blind River Beavers, they're leading at Kirkland Lake by the score of 4-2. That one early third period. 15 minutes left in the third period. Espanola 5, Elliott Lake 3. In high school football, it's all Pickford on Oldies 93 with Matt Pocket. They lead Cedarville by the score of 58-20 at last check. And Gladstone was leading Sioux High 13-0 over on 1230 WSOO. At last check with Dave Watson. Sioux Greyhounds, they're off tonight. They'll be in action tomorrow night on Rock 101 with Jerry Liscombe Jr. 6:40 pregame show as the Sioux Greyhounds will take on the Sudbury Wolves. And Lake Superior State University Laker hockey opens their season at home tomorrow on Yes FM with Bill Crawford as the Lakers will take on Merrimack College. That one will be on around 6:40. On Yes FM. We're rejoined by Larry Posabon. And well, Pos, one of the things that we do between periods is we go down to the front desk, if you will, the ticket office, and get the attendance totals. Now, we've been doing this a long time. I don't know how many years we've been doing pick the attendance, but it's been several years.
It has been. More than 3 anyways.
And we have always had a higher or lower winner. Either the person that picks higher is wrong or he's right. Well, in this case, you put up a guess of 820. I said lower. Most of the fans on Twitter said higher. Larry, what was our attendance total tonight?
820.
820.
820.
If you were on the Price is Right, you would have won both showcases.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, I got
well done.
Thank you.
Wow.
820, folks.
820. Yeah.
That's the first time that any one of us have guessed right on.
And you're going to go play Lotto 647, Lotto 648, Lotto 649.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Larry.
Thank you.
So we'll do this again. Well, now this is going to be very interesting. The next time we do this, we'll be at the Big Bear Arena for the NOJHL Showcase. We need an Adam Schiff to investigate this one. Let's call Mueller out of retirement too while we're at it. Larry, let's talk about that Big Bear, the NOJHL Showcase going on at Big Bear Arena. We're going to be doing several of the games for Hockey TV. We'll be doing one, if not 2 games on the radio for the Soo Eagles. The schedule is out. The games on Tuesday, October 15th will be at the Big Bear Arena. Now, there's 2 arenas at Big Bear. There's the NHL Arena and the Olympic Arena. Most of the games will be on the NHL Arena. Those are the games that we'll be doing the broadcast, at least our broadcast, on Hockey TV. They will start Tuesday, October 15th, with Timmins taking on Rayside Balfour at 11 a.m. Then over at the Olympic at 1 p.m., French River will take on the Soo Eagles at the NHL rink at 1:30. Hearst will take on Espanola. Back over at the Olympic rink, 3:30, Powassan against Blind River. The Soo Thunderbirds will take on Kirkland Lake at the NHL rink at 4 o'clock. And the final game on Tuesday, we'll see Cochrane take on Elliott Lake at 6:30. And then we'll be back on Wednesday, October 16th at the NHL Arena and here on ESPN 1400 for the Soo Eagles taking on Hearst. 1 o'clock at the Olympic rink, Rayside Balfour takes on Kirkland Lake. 1:30 on the NHL rink, Espanola against Powassan. 3:30 on the Olympic rink, Elliott Lake against Timmins. 4 o'clock on the NHL rink on Wednesday, Blind River against French River. And then the final game will be on Wednesday at 6:30 on the NHL rink. Soo Thunderbirds will take on the Cockburn Crunch. So, Larry, 12 games, 2 days. It's going to be a lot of fun at the Big Bear.
Yeah, you got that well memorized.
Yeah, exactly. Right off the top of my head, Larry.
Well, I'll tell you, third period going to start right here. And Thunderbirds are on the ice and on the bench, and the Eagles still have to show. And I hope Coach Leprod and Coach Saruk are getting them worked up to get going.
Well, if you're both teams right now, Larry, you put yourself in the Eagles coaching staff shoes. I mean, you get your team in there. I mean, they did a lot of things right in that second period. They just couldn't get one past Ahern. And if you're the Thunderbirds, you got to really love where you're at right now because you're getting outplayed out there, you're getting outshot, and you're somehow still have the lead.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
So the team's about to come back on the ice.
Another one of these so far 1-goal games.
Yeah. Again, Eagles will be in action tomorrow night at Elliott Lake. You can catch that game on Hockey TV. That one has a 7 o'clock face-off. The Soo Thunderbirds have to check their next game here real quick as the Thunderbirds, after a lot of games this past weekend, going up north, losing 3 straight, they will next be in action, looks like possibly on Sunday. No, this is their only game this weekend, Larry, so the Thunderbirds will be off after this one, so they want to go into the rest of the weekend with a win. And right now they're 20 minutes away from that, but lots of hockey to be played here at Pullar Stadium. Eagles win the face-off. They shoot it back into the Thunderbirds' end. Shots 29-14 Eagles in this contest, but they trail by 1. Puck at center ice. Young will shoot it into the Eagles zone. Brancato will stop it behind the net. Now Brancato.
Watch out! God.
Well, Brancato way out of position there, but the Eagles come up, with the puck. And that one shot down the ice, and no icing. Now here's the Eagles with it. Lamberty in the slot, lost the puck, keeping it in his Parrott. His shot, save Ahern, rebound over on the far boards. Now Smith with it. Smith, pass just over the stick of Matthew Bazarin. He has the go-ahead goal in this one. Now Clark's pass goes off a Thunderbirds player. Thunderbirds with the chance. Now the Eagles with the puck in their own zone. Bazarin picks it up, trying to get it. Sloppy play to start this third period for the Eagles. Cello dumps it down to Ford. Ford with the puck in the Eagles zone. Now Bazarin knocks it down. Shot hits Clark in front of his own net. Now Clark wraps it off the boards. Lamberty, rink-wide pass off the boards. Praisner. Now Praisner, he gets stick way up in the face there, and another Bazarin's going to get a penalty. This one will be Daniel as Praisner took that stick way up high. And Bazarin, I don't know, maybe he's thinking Praisner embellished, but boy, that didn't look like embellishment from this angle, Larry.
No, he went down. He was hurt on that, that's for sure.
Bazarin's saying, I didn't get the stick up there at all, but if that stick wasn't up there, Praisner's going to get a Golden Globe Award for trying to sell that one. Looks like he's okay. And so we'll get another Eagles power play.
He's bleeding.
So what's that, 4, Larry? If you do the 2?
No, I don't know what he's... The other referee come over and said just 2?
Yep, 2 minutes on the clock there. So Eagles will get their 4th power play.
I got to learn their sign language.
I thought
they have to learn it too.
I thought it was 2 and 2 there.
Yeah, that's you were reading like I did. Yeah, that's why I said 4.
Well, Eagles on the power play. They're 1 for 3 tonight. Bazarin with the high sticking call. Now Skrella's shot hits Vaca's skate, and the Thunderbirds will shoot that one down the ice. So high sticking the call. Eagles with the puck. Minute 35 left on the power play. Quinn shoots it into the Thunderbird zone. Behind the net, Quinn still has it. Quinn back to the point. Dresch now over to Quinn. Skrella near circle shot. Easy one for Ahern. He saw that one all the way and makes the save.
A big thing why the Eagles kept possession of the puck. Quinn had the puck. He dumped it in, and with his speed, he got in there and he beat the Thunderbirds to the puck behind the net. And that's how the Eagles kept possession of the puck and ended up getting a shot on goal. They didn't score, but they didn't lose possession of the puck.
Face off to the left of Ahern. Praisner, Wood out there for the Eagles along with Buies. Forwards, Clark and Price on defense. Eagles win the face-off. Clark at the point. Clark to Wood. Now back to the point. Price with a shot. Hits a player in front. Now Ford picks it up for the Thunderbirds, and he'll clear the zone. Price off the boards to Wood. Wood now will retreat behind his own net. Minute left on the power play. Wood with some speed. Cross center ice. Gets around a couple. But Praisner couldn't handle the pass as the Eagles have it in the neutral zone. Clark across the blue line. Clark off the boards. Cicello, now he's going to wrap that one hard off the boards. Clark with it. Clark down to Wood. 35 seconds left on the power play. Clark at the point for the Eagles. Passes it over to Praisner. Now Praisner in. Praisner shot, save, rebound. Goes to Ford for the Thunderbirds, and he'll clear it down the ice. Shots 32-14 in favor of the Eagles. Make that 15. Here's Quinn with it. Quinn across the blue line. With the puck, Orfanos. Back to Vaca. 5 seconds left on the power play. Quinn. Over to Scarella. Tried to find Orfanos near the doorstep. Now the penalty expires to Daniel Bazarin. The Eagles 1 for 4 on the power play. Vaca with it. Back to the point. Dresch. Over to Orfanos. Now here's Daniel Bazarin with it. 16:25 to play in the third period. Thunderbirds still lead 2-1. Been 2 one-goal games here at Pullar Stadium so far this year, both won by the visitors. Eagles still yet to lead here at the Pullar this year. Scarella flips it into the Thunderbird zone. Young off the boards to Josephson. Thunderbirds have it at center ice. Now Dax breaks that up. Parrott shoots it back into the Thunderbirds' end. Dunbar with the puck off the boards. Here's Walkington. Walkington in, shot, and right to the armpit, it looks like, of Brancato, and he'll hold.
I'll tell you, Brancato was lucky to get that one because he was down, and if Walkington puts a little higher, he puts his over shoulder, and it's in.
Final in from Gladstone. Sioux High falls to Gladstone by the score of 20-8. So the Blue Devils now 4-2 on the season. They'll have their last home game next Friday night against Rogers City. You can hear that one on 1230 WSOO. Now shot back into the Eagles' end off the face-off. Parrott with it. Gets it up to Dax. Dax across the blue line. Nice move. Dax in. Dax still has it. Shot. Yes, sir! Ryan Dax with a nice individual effort. And with 15:33 to play in this third period, the Eagles have tied this one up at 2. That was all Dax right there, Larry. Dax refused to let that one go.
You're right. He refused to hang. He hung in there.
Sure did.
And he worked it, and he got a good backhand.
And so for the second time tonight, the Eagles have tied this game. They just got to get over that hump and get that lead at home. They'll take it right now. As this one is tied at 2, we'll go to Bob St. Peter for the happy call for the home fans.
Eagle goal scored by number 23, Ryan Dax. Assist, number 14, Kyle Portlock. And number 2, Cameron Parrott.
So Parrott and Portlock get the assists. We're tied at 2 here at Pullar Stadium. Shots 33-16 in favor of the Eagles. This crowd of 820 has Larry Pozzebon.
I like that number.
Yes, you do. And that one will go out of play, and we'll have a face-off in the Eagles zone. So Eagles doing a lot of things right here tonight, and they've tied this game at 2.
Well, they got to keep it going now. That's what they want.
Out of town scoreboard, as I mentioned, the Rayside Balfour Canadians with their 8th straight win, 5-2 over Hearst. It looks like Blind River is going to be right behind them again in the West. They're leading 5-2 at Kirkland Lake.
Look at this. We got it right here
Here's
now.
Orfanos with it. Across the blue line. Orfanos shot. Save, rebound. Another save, Ahern. Puck still loose. Puck behind the net. Good chance for Orfanos. Orfanos gets it right back. A shot. That deflects just wide. Quinn at the point. Eagles buzzing right now. Wood behind the net. Wood tried to put it in front. Now Harris with the shot at pass, rather off the ball.
Oh, it's in.
It goes in. A goal! My goodness sakes. More pinball action here at Pullar Stadium. As that was Harris. He just put a shot, almost looked like a pass that went behind the net off those quick Pullar end boards, and Ahern would like to have that one back.
It went off of him and went in. Yeah,
Yes.
he was He was down and it went in.
So the first lead of the season at home for the Soo Eagles with 14:33 to play in the third period. They lead by the score of 3-2. What a series of events we've had over the past couple minutes.
Check the time.
5:27.
4:27, 5:27.
A minute apart. We'll get the call from Bob St. Peter. That one should go to Harris.
Eagle goal scored by number 4, Tucker Harris. Assist number 10, George Orfanis. And number 21, Dominic Scoria.
So Scarella and Orfanos get the assist, and it's 3-2 Eagles. Eagles want to keep their foot on the gas now. Shots 35-16 in favor of the Eagles as they lead by the score of 3-2. We're not used to that here, Larry.
No.
We haven't seen it at all.
And it's early yet, folks.
And it's early yet. Yep, now here's Buies across the blue line. Big hit there.
He's calling a penalty.
Price went right on Dunbar. And they're going to call that one roughing, charging, elbowing, high sticking, one of those four. And then we're going to see what they call here, Larry.
2 minutes.
Yep.
I don't know.
It was a tough one. And so the Thunderbirds will go on the power play. Fans don't like it. Elbowing. Was that one of my four that I predicted? I think so. So the Thunderbirds will go back on the power play, their second of the night, with 13:49 to play in the third period. Fans getting their money's worth tonight, Larry.
They are.
They usually do here at Pullar Stadium. So that's going to be Price with the penalty. So Thunderbirds on their second power play. Ford, Bazarin out there. Both Bazarin, Smith, and
nobody saw that one again.
He got hit in the face. And boy, the fans really not happy with that one. Praisner's slow getting up. Now a shot and a save as a couple sticks on the ice. Praisner's still out there. And credit him, he didn't stay down for long. Now he gets his stick back in the play. That's the second time we've seen Praisner get hit up high. Now he throws a little shot to Bazarin. Now here's Dunbar. He loses it at center ice. As Kerry Eby's getting a look at Praisner.
Oh, he's mad, boy, going down there.
Yeah,
he's got picked on twice here.
Here's Bazarin with it as it's getting rough again. Chippy. Thunderbirds still on the power play. Smith shot deflected, save. Brancato, puck loose. Oh, that one doesn't go in. Brancato.
Oh, here we go.
Now it's going to go. Brancato and Bazarin going after each other. Now Brancato's going right after Bazarin as this one's starting to really get out of hand. Now Brancato gets a shot on Bazarin, and boy, it's really getting chippy. Now Lamberty and Daniel Bazarin going after each other. This thing's getting out of hand, Larry. The border battle is heating up something fierce tonight at Pullar Stadium.
No, I got to go back to the officials in this. They've got to take a better control of this game.
My goodness sakes.
They missed a high sticking now twice on Praisner.
Brancato just went right after Daniel Bazarin, who's been really giving the Eagles fits all night long. Lamberty went after the other Bazarin. And we're going to have to sort this one out, to say the least. Fans really getting into this one, Larry.
Those 820.
Yes, indeed. I think 819 of them are all shouting right now. I think one guy's in the bathroom. So here we go. And whoa, it's good thing we don't have an on-ice mic right now because the FCC might be after us right at this moment. As I'll tell you what, Matthew Bazarin, he gets under team's skin, to say the least, and he's going to the penalty box. As you have Lamberty down there, Price, Matthew Bazarin, along with his brother Daniel. And so we'll see what happens here. I would imagine Brancato's going to get a penalty out of this.
Somebody from on the ice will have to serve his penalty.
And so we got a whole lot to sort out, Larry. While we have a couple minutes, Larry, want to remind our listeners and viewers on Hockey TV of a burger bash we have for our colleague, John Bell. As that burger bash will be at the Elks Lodge here in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan on Monday, October 28th from 4 to 7 p.m. Tickets $10 for adults, 12 and under $5. You can get your tickets in advance at Sovereign Communications by calling 632-2231 during normal business hours. They'll have takeouts available, silent auction, 50-50. donations and silent auction items welcome. And while that little scrum was going on, Larry, I was trying to channel what Johnny Bell would be saying right about now. Probably a little different than me. He's a little more opinionated in his broadcast.
He is or was, yes.
And so, John, if you're listening, I would really love to have heard what you said there. Probably a haymaker, something like that from Johnny. So, again, Burger Bash for John on Monday, October 28th. So, we still have a minute 11 left on the power play, at least at this point, Larry.
Yeah. Now, when I went down between periods to celebrate my 820, yes. I saw your son there, and I told him, we got you on film, you know that, eh?
That's right.
He kind of looked at me in surprise.
We'll be having a chat here after the game, I'm sure. 12:59 to play in this third period. Don't forget, tomorrow we have Sioux Greyhounds hockey on Rock 101 with Jerry Liscombe Jr. The Hounds will be taking on the Sudbury Wolves at the Memorial Gardens. The Hounds off to a 4-0 start. Jerry Liscombe Jr. will have the call of that one tomorrow night around 6:40. And then Laker hockey, as the Lakers will take on Merrimack College on Yes FM with Bill Crawford. We'll have the call of that one around 6:40 as well. We also have Detroit Red Wings hockey. The Red Wings season opener will be tomorrow night in Nashville, 8 o'clock. We'll have the pregame show 7:30 on 1230 WSOO. And then on Sunday, we'll have Greyhounds hockey on Rock 101. The Hounds will take on Peterborough, 2 o'clock. The Lakers will take on Merrimack on Yes FM at 5 o'clock.
Looks like now we're going back to the Eagles will be short-handed for the original power play. Our penalty at 1:11 left on there. Outside of that, it's going to be 5-on-4, and nothing else going in the box, nothing else going on the board.
So those are going to even out, it appears. We'll get the call from Bob St. Peter. Doesn't look like anybody's kicked out. They're just in the box. So Thunderbirds on the power play for a minute 11. 12:59 to play in this third period. Eagles with a 3-2 lead. We'll get the call from Bob.
Thunderbird penalty to number 23, Daniel Bazarin. 2 minutes roughing to number 28, Matt Bazarin. 2 minutes goaltender interference to the Soo Eagles. To number 24, Jake Lamberty. 2 minutes roughing to number 29, Shane Brancato. 2 minutes roughing.
All right, so those all even out, Larry. Thunderbirds on the power play for another 40 seconds. Smith at the blue line. Smith with the puck, with the shot, deflects. That goes wide. Ford with it for the T-Birds over in the far corner. 30 seconds left on the power play. Cicchello at the point. Cicchello over to Ford. Now Ford back to Cicchello. Cicchello with a shot. Brancato sees it all the way, gloves it, and holds on.
Yeah. Nobody screening him that time. He had a clear view.
12:14 to play in this third period. 26 seconds left on the power play. Major League Baseball playoffs, Yankees 5, Minnesota 3 at the end of 5. Houston beats Tampa today 6-2. Braves beat the Cardinals 3-0. Now a shot, that goes high. Smith on the near boards. 15 seconds left on the power play. Smith back to the point, Grandgroff. Now Grandgroff over to Smith, moving in. Smith now back at the point. Smith still has it. 10 seconds left on the power play. Thunderbirds with the puck. Cicchello with it, near circle. Penalty has expired. Price out. Now here's Smith in. Smith with the move. Poke checked away. Now Price gets it up to Shire. Shire cross center ice. Shire across the blue line. Had it poke checked away. Gets it right back. Oh, there's a big hit there.
There's a penalty call on that one.
Price getting chipped. And that was now Cicchello goes after Shire after the hit. Boy, that was a head-hunting hit right there. Trainer Carrie Evie, she's going to be getting overtime tonight as much as she's had to check with players.
I think number 25, Ford's going to be getting that. Oh, they're not giving it to him. I thought it was Ford that threw it, and Cicchello come in afterwards.
That was right in front of the Thunderbirds bench, and so it looks like Cicchello will get the call.
He's calling
him. Now was Shire going to the box?
He's calling him for tripping. Oh, come on.
So it looks like that's going to even out, Larry. As I didn't see what Shire did.
He got tangled up, or
he got bowled over is what happened.
Yeah,
he got knocked around, and then it looked like the Thunderbirds are going to get an easy power play, but that's not going to happen. So 5-on-5 hockey, it remains. We'll get another coincidental call from Bob St. Peter.
Third penalty to number 15, Tristan Cicchello. 2 minutes tripping.
Sorry.
To the Soo Eagles, to number 20, Owen Sheard. 2 minutes cross-checking.
Oh, yeah.
So Shire gets the cross-checking. Okay.
I don't know what game they're watching.
Now at center ice, Dresch with the puck for the Eagles in his own zone. 11 minutes to play in this wild third period. It's kind of like the first. The second calmed down, not so much the third. Scarella across the blue line for the Eagles. Scarella with the puck. Shot hits his own player. A shot by Wood with a good chance just goes wide. Now here come the Thunderbirds with it. Walkington across the blue line for the T-Birds. Walkington now waiting for his teammates to come off the bench on a line change. Wood will chip it to center. McIntyre passes it over to Gangroth. Now Gangroth will shoot it down to the Eagles' end. Picked up by Parrott. Parrott over to Clark. Now Orfanos in his own zone trying to clear it. Kept in by Gangroth. His shot deflects in front. Parrott sticks that aside. Orfanos. Near side boards in his own zone. Orfanos for the Eagles. Clears it to center. Now shot back in by Gangroth. Orfanos gets it again. Center circled. Dumps it in. Eagles go for a line change. Halfway through this third period, 3-2 Eagles. Go-ahead goal by Harris. Eagles score a minute apart to tie it and to take the lead. And we have an icing call, and that should take us to immediate timeout, Larry.
Yep.
With 9:58 to play in this third period, Soo Eagles 3, Soo Thunderbirds 2.
The Thunderbirds now are putting two guys up on the Eagles' blue line to catch the Eagles napping again. Looks like we're not getting immediate timeout.
So we'll keep it here as Dax will take the draw for the Eagles. He scored the tying goal for the Eagles here in this third period. Great individual effort. Praisner with the puck in his own zone. Shots 35-20 in favor of the home squad. Looking to win their first game here at Pullar Stadium and even the season series against the Thunderbirds at 2 games apiece.
Calling icing on that.
And that'll be an icing call. That'll bring the face-off back in the Eagles zone. If the Eagles can hold on and win this game, they'll leapfrog the Thunderbirds in the standings. Right now, the standings in the West, the Rayside Balfour Canadians have won tonight, so they'll have 16 points. It looks like Blind River is going to win. They'll have 15. And the Eagles right now with 6, so...
And Thunderbirds with 7.
With 7.
Look at the space between them. First 2 teams in the third, first 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yep, lots of hockey to be played, but again, you don't want to get down too far in the standings, even early on in the season. Puck back in the Thunderbirds' end. Young with the puck. Now Young, look out, that's going to go into his own bench, and we'll have a face-off. Looks like in the Thunderbird zone.
Coincidental minors are over now. Shire and Chicello are back on the ice, or going to the bench anyways.
9:23 to play in this third period. Our next Soo Eagles broadcast on Hockey TV will be...
Here, we're getting immediate timeout now.
Hey, we finally get the immediate timeout, so... While we have a moment, Larry, let's look at our scores, see if we have a final score in that Blind River game. 3 minutes left in the third period in Kirkland Lake. Blind River 5, Kirkland Lake 2. So, this Blind River team, Larry, we saw a few years ago going 0-51-1, not winning a game in the regular season. They get Kyle Brick, and boy, that team just every year is good, and they're really good this year. The only undefeated team doing really good things that, Kyle Brick and that coaching squad out there.
Yeah, the only thing is, you want to, they like what they're doing. I like what they're doing too, but at some point you're going to stop, and you don't want to stop at the wrong time. That's just it, You can run 20 games in a row, but then after something happens, now you got to start all over again, or you got to get back onto it. And that's a hard thing to do, especially when you're coming into the playoffs. I mean, we've got a long way to go to the playoffs, but good for them. And, but one day that's going to stop.
Rayside Balfour has won. They defeat Hearst by the score of 5-2, and Espanola beats Elliott Lake by the score of 5-3. The Eagles will be at Elliott Lake tomorrow night. Elliott Lake 0-6-1.
Where did Elliott play tonight?
That was in Espanola. Yep.
Okay.
So, back to action here off the media timeout. 9:23 to play in the third period. Eagles with a 3-2 lead. Face off in the Thunderbird zone, won by the Eagles. Ali shot hits the side of the net, putting it in front. Oh, nice play there by Kovacs to stop that one. That could have been a good scoring opportunity.
Yes.
Now puck back down in the Eagles' end. Ali and Rebick tangle up. Now the chance, Dunbar. Rather check that. That's Bazarin with it. Now Dunbar has it at center ice. Gets it to Bazarin. Daniel Bazarin, number 23, right below our broadcast booth. Over to Dunbar. Now here's Young for the Thunderbirds. Rebick will shoot it in. Puck behind the Eagles net. Matthew Bazarin. Rather Daniel, number 23. Vaca. Over to Ali. Ali over at the far boards. Flips it up to center. Portlock. Lost the puck. Picked up by Young. Dunbar at center ice. Across the blue line. Dunbar with the puck. Shot. It's the side of the net. Goes in the far corner. Now the Eagles with it. They'll get it to center ice. Cicello for the Thunderbirds. Over to Smith. Smith across the blue line. Smith now in the Eagles' end, putting it in front. That one will go over the net. Gloved down by Dax. Dax pass. Intercepted by Cicello. Now Cicello backhands to Bazarin a shot, and Brancato makes the save and no hold with 8:08 to play in the third period.
Brancato is pulling his team out of trouble there. You know, they're turning over inside the blue line. A couple of the Eagles are out too far, and the passes are coming out too far, and the defensemen, the Thunderbirds, are picking it up, and they're going right in and getting a good scoring opportunity.
Face off to the left of Brancato. Scarella will take it for the Eagles. Ford for the T-Birds. Eagles done a decent job on the face-offs tonight. And they win another one to Clark. Clark with the puck. Off the boards. Kept in by Bazarin. Matthew Bazarin's shot goes wide. Over in the far corner in the Eagles zone. Scarella, boom, big hit on Ford. Here's Quinn. Nice move behind the net. Quinn. Hits it up. Center ice, Wood. Thunderbirds get it back in their own zone. Gangroth pass, just out of the reach of Smith. Now Smith chips it into the Eagles zone. Quinn. Over to Clark. Now Clark, bad pass, intercepted by Ford. Ford to Matthew Bazarin in the Eagles' end. Now Bazarin centering chance. That one goes back into the neutral zone. Wood's going to try to chase that one down. Cicello beats him to it. Puck in the neutral zone. Now Ford in his own zone. 7:20 to play in the third period. Eagles with a 1-goal lead. Now intercepted by Wood. Here's Wood and Vaca. Wood, far side boards. Thunderbirds end. Nice job by Cicello to get that puck. Now Harris kept it in. Ford along his own boards, in his own zone, I should say. Now here's Gangroth at center ice for the T-Birds. He shoots it in the Eagles zone. 7 minutes to play. Ali with the puck. Ali's pass just out of the reach of Orfanos.
No, he tipped it down, so it's no icing.
As Dunbar with the puck behind his own net. Tyler Dunbar. Pass. Right on the stick of Young. Young at center ice. Flips it in. Here's Harris for the Eagles in his own zone. Now Finley. Puts it over to his far point. Now the player falls down. Here's Scarella with it and Price. Scarella 2-on-1. Scarella with it. Scarella. Price. Shot. Save. Ahern. Good opportunity, but Ahern was right there to make the save. Price didn't get tons on the shot, but it was a decent one. Now here come the Eagles again. Ali over to Vaca. Vaca's shot deflected by Ali goes wide. Josephson with the puck for the T-Birds. Now Joe at center ice, hit by Ali. Portlock in his own zone. Over to Clark. Clark off the boards. Price. Cross the blue line. Price. Poke checked away. 6 minutes to play. Eagles lead 3-2. Shots 36-21 in favor of the home team. Cicello with the puck for the T-Birds behind his own net. Thunderbirds patient, waiting. They'll clear that one center ice. Kovacs leaves it for Daniel Bazarin across the blue line. Shot up high. That one takes a wild bounce. Still loose in front. Puck loose. Oh, I think that was Quinn that got that out of there. Here's Grant Gangroth. Going to hit off the rail there behind the net and bounce mile high. Here's the Thunderbirds with a chance. Far circle, shot up high. Brancato gloves that smoothly and hangs on.
Yeah, he's got to stop at play here now. Got to get organized again. Eagles are kind of having a problem in there with that puck bounced the wrong way for them.
5:26 to play in this third period. The Eagles looking to even up their record on the season. As right now their record, 2 wins, 3 losses, 1 overtime loss, 1 shootout loss. Thunderbirds looking to avoid their 5th loss in a row. Now Young at the point for the T-Birds. Intercepted there by Scarella. Scarella gets it out to Wood. Now Wood fires it off the boards, near side. Matthew Bazarin leaves it for Dunbar. Dunbar over to Young. Now it's center ice. T-Birds with the puck. Smith across the blue line. Now Smith gets around Harris. Nice sliding play there by Quinn. Smith still has the puck for the T-Birds. 5 minutes to play. Smith over in the far corner. Ford Forward behind the net to Bazarin, trying to put it in front to Smith, but that one will trickle down the ice into the Thunderbird zone. T-Birds with the puck. Matthew Bazarin at center ice, passing it to Young. Nice stand up there by Ali, clearing it to center. 4:30 to play in the third period. Dunbar at center ice for the T-Birds. Now Bazarin, pass intercepted by Vaca. Vaca across the blue line. Vaca now moving in, a shot up high. Ahern with the save.
Well, that might have went off his shoulder in the goalpost or
He
something.
gets knocked down. Now here come the Thunderbirds on a line change. That's Smith. Always dangerous. Big hit by Vaca on Smith. That's how you stop him from scoring. Here the Eagles. Thunderbirds with it now. Orfanos gets that one to center ice. Orfanos now waiting for a player to come off the bench on the line change. Nice job by Orfanos at center ice to get that one down the ice.
He's going for a change.
3:45 to play in the third period. Eagles with the 1-goal lead. Gangroff across the blue line, shoots it in. Rogers over in the far corner, hit by Quinn. Kovacs over there along with Daniel Bazarin. Now Bazarin comes up with the puck. Tried to get it to Kovacs, back to the point Cicello. Cicello over in the near side, Gangroff with a shot up high. That goes high and wide. Player loses his lid.
He's calling a penalty against Bazarin here.
So we'll have a penalty or penalties with 3:23 to play here in the third period. We've seen a lot of coincidental penalties, Larry. It looks like that's what this is going to be as well.
I thought it was just the one, but wow, I don't know.
Oh, and Bazarin not happy. That water bottle took the worst of that one. So I guess he's not going to get a drink. As Daniel Bazarin's been in there a few times. Going to have to be careful. He might get a misconduct. He's having some words with our officials.
Larry, the operates the door down there. He's staying far away.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't want to get in the middle of that.
Larry Reed, right?
Yes,
yeah. He's a good guy.
Oh, yeah. Despite him being a Packer fan, he's all right in my book. Now face off, controlled by the Thunderbirds. Dunbar at the point. Dunbar with the shot. Hits a player in front. Now another chance. Brancato. Oh, it's in. A goal. The Soo Thunderbirds have tied this game
Another
at
bad goal.
3. And I think Rogers is going to get credit for that one. It didn't look like much on the shot, Larry, but if you get a shot on net, don't need much sometimes. That one trickles in, and we're tied at 3. 3:13 to play in the third period. Well, that's a tough one to give up if you're the Eagles.
Yeah.
Darn. So we'll get the call from Bob St. Peter. That goal should go to Rogers. We're tied at 3.
To number 9, Bryce, 2 minutes roughing. Time of these penalties, 3:23. Oh, shit, they got Thunderbird goal scored by number 21, Curtis Rogers. Assist, number 14, Cam Finley, and number 24, Warmer Young. The time of that goal, 3:13.
So there's your goal for the Thunderbirds, tying this one at 3, 2:40 to play in the third period. Now a chance again for the Thunderbirds. Smith was open in front, couldn't handle the pass. Eagles with it. Across the blue line, Dresch. Dresch now, shot, goes wide. Lamberty over in the far boards. 2:25 to play. Now Lamberty gets hit after he makes the pass. Wood back to Dresch. Dresch now moves in, pass, shot. Oh, Lamberty would have got a lot more on that one, would have had a good chance to put that one in.
I thought he was just trying to deflect it in. It didn't go.
Now here's a chance. Clark, his shot, swatted away by Ahern. 2:05 to play. Puck over in the far corner. Thunderbirds come up with it. Smith goes off the linesman. Break for the Eagles as Lamberty and Smith collide to tackle each other. As that one goes, they're still battling behind the play right in front of the ref. Now the puck back in the the Eagles' end, and we're going to have a whistle as Lamberty lost his lid. Minute 46 to play here in the third period, Larry.
Yeah, I wasn't watching. I don't know what happened down there. I was watching with Lamberty and Smith down there, and Smith wasn't letting him up, and finally he took his helmet off him. Now that makes Lamberty have to go to the bench, but a whistle blew.
So face off to the left of Brancato, minute 46 to play. Quinn wins the draw for the Eagles. Can't clear it. Thunderbirds with the puck. Kovacs, that's going to go into the bench area for the Eagles, and it'll keep the face-off in the Eagle zone. If this game remains tied, Larry, after regulation, we'll do a 3-on-3 overtime for 5 minutes, and then my favorite thing, shootout.
Shootout.
Yep. Or is it 2 5-minute overtimes? We probably should. I think is it just one? Okay. They've changed that over the years. Good broadcasters would have that research done by now. Thanks, Larry.
You're welcome.
You're a good broadcaster. Great broadcaster. Now Walkington across the blue line. Minute 20 left. Shot goes behind the net. Rebound goes to Wood on the near side. Eagles trying to clear it. Kept in by Gangroth. Minute 10 left here in the third. Harris behind the net for the Eagles. Cicello gets it at the point. Cicello now puts a wrister. That one goes wide. Here's a chance. Finley wraparound chance. I think Quinn got a piece of that one. As we have a minute left here in this third period. Dunbar over to Cicello. Across the blue line in the Eagles zone. Cicello, edge of the near circle. Dumps it down behind the net. Picked up by Rebick. Rebick, pass intercepted by Scarella. Now Scarella with it. Up to Wood. He'll fire it down. Hits the referee. Back in the Thunderbirds end. 40 seconds. Puck in the T-Birds end. Picked up by Dunbar. Dunbar's logged a lot of ice time tonight for this Thunderbirds team. Cicello with it in his own zone. 30 seconds. Both teams will get a point if this goes into overtime, and both teams will take a point. That's for darn sure. One team will get the extra point. No ties anymore in the NOJHL. 15 seconds. Parrott with the puck in his own zone. Over to Ali. Dangerous pass there. As Lamberty's going to chase that one in. 10 seconds. Puck along the end boards in the Thunderbirds' end. Thunderbirds look like they're just going to hold it there and get the point on the road and try to get the extra one. And we are going to overtime here at Pullar Stadium. Our score, the Soo Eagles 3, the Soo Thunderbirds 3. We'll keep it here, Larry, as we'll recap the scoring. What's been a very busy game here tonight as the Thunderbirds and Eagles meeting for the 4th time this season. And we will recap the scoring here. The Thunderbirds would get the first goal in this one way back when. It seems like a long time ago now. At the 3:58 mark, Oren Grangroff, his second of the season with assists from Nick Smith and Matthew Bazarin. It was 1-0 Thunderbirds. Then the Eagles would tie it on the power play at the 15:35 mark. Blake Vaca, his second goal of the year with assists from Dominic Skrella and Kyle Quinn. Was 1-1 after one. The Thunderbirds with the only goal in the second period at the 2:08 mark. Matthew Bazarin, his 6th goal of the season, with assists from Daniel Bazarin and Tristan Cicello. The Eagles would tie it in the third period, 4:27 mark. Ryan Dax, his 2nd goal of the season. Assists from Kyle Portlock and Cameron Parrott. Then a minute later, Tucker Harris would score his 1st goal of the season. Assists from Caleb Wood and Dominic Skrella to make it 3-2 Eagles. And then the tying goal at the 16:48 mark, Curtis Rogers, his 1st, with assists from Camden Finley and Warner Young. Shots on goal in that third period, 10 apiece. Overall, 39-24. As Larry, the Soo Eagles and Soo Thunderbirds heading into overtime. The Eagles did get a victory in the shootout in their last contest against the Thunderbirds over at the John Rhodes Community Center. So both teams get a point. One team will get the extra one, Larry.
Yep, that's the way it's going to go here tonight. Now we got, 3-on-3, eh?
Yep, 3-on-3 hockey indeed. We got finals in all the other games in the NOJHL. 5-2 Rayside over Hearst. 5-2 Blind River over Kirkland Lake. 5-3 Espanola over Elliott Lake. Soo High football loses to Gladstone tonight by the score of 20-8. And Pickford and Cedarville. Pickford was way up in that one. We'll see if we can get a final score here before we get to 3-on-3 hockey. Pickford does win that one 64-20 over Cedarville. So here we go, Larry. 3-on-3 hockey for 5 minutes. There's lots of open ice and usually lots of scoring opportunities. So let's see what happens here. Face-off won by the Thunderbirds. Dunbar in his own zone to Matthew Bazarin. Bazarin in his own zone. You have Wood out there for the Eagles along with Clark and Orfanos. Now Bazarin across the blue line and shot. Saved there by Brancato. Rebound goes all the way down the ice into the T-Bird zone. Smith with the puck for the T-Birds. Center ice. Lots of room again. 3-on-3. Smith across the blue line. Smith in. Shot. That deflects high. Over to Orfanos. Looking. Trying to find a player open. Now Smith has it in the slot. Smith in. Smith shot. Oh, it hits the post. Smith almost won this game. Here's Wood with it. Wood across the red line. Wood drops it for Clark. He's got Orfanos with him. Orfanos, Clark. Clark in. Clark still has it. Shot, save, rebound. Orfanos, he puts a shot on. That's blocked. And that goes back to center ice. 4 minutes to play. Fans love the 3-on-3 hockey, I can tell you that much.
I think these guys need to bench. Yeah, Clark is going to the bench. Yeah. Oh, icing.
Yep, that's going to be an icing call. So now the players cannot go to the bench on an icing. And when it's 3-on-3, makes it a little tougher in overtime, Larry. So that'll bring the face-off back in the Eagles zone. 3:57 to play here in overtime. Dresch tried to get out there, but didn't quite work out for him. As Orfanos still out there. And now it's a timeout, Larry?
I think it is, yeah.
I think that's a good timeout right there.
It's a good call, yes it is, because Eagles, they need a break. Those guys are on the ice. Good call by the bench.
Eagles will be in action tomorrow night on Hockey TV at Elliott Lake. That a 7 o'clock face-off. And then the Eagles will go on the road next week. They will be at Hearst on Thursday. These all 7 p.m. starts. They'll be at Timmins a week from tonight, Friday, October 11th, and then Saturday, October 12th, before coming back home for a lot of games over the next few weeks. They'll have their showcase games at the Big Bear on the 15th and 16th. They'll also be here October 19th against Cochrane. Pink in the Rink, October 25th and 26th against Blind River and Rayside Balfour. And then in early November, 2 back-to-back weekend series. Friday, Saturday, November 1st and 2nd, Rayside Balfour and Kirkland Lake. And then Friday, Saturday, November 8th and 9th, Espanola and Elliott Lake. So lots of chances to see the Eagles here over the next few weeks. So off the timeout, 3:57 to play in overtime. Face-off will be to the left of Shane Brancato. Eagles win the draw. Clark gets it to Orfanos. Now Orfanos will flip it up to Wood. Wood trying to get around Ford, but Ford beats them. Eagles now do get that line change after all. Thunderbirds with the puck. Ford at center ice, cross the blue line. Ford with it, shot. That one hits the post as well. Looks like Brancato almost moved that net into the shot, but that one hit more the outside of the post.
Outside the post, yeah. Then when Brancato was going that way to block it, he moved the net off.
3:39 to play in overtime. Shots 40-25. If this game remains tied, we'll have a shootout coming up here after this overtime. Bazarin wins the draw. Now the Eagles get it. Quinn with the puck behind his own net. Quinn. Cross the blue line for the Eagles. Now it's center ice. Quinn still has it. Lamberty just stayed onside. He has Praisner out there as well. Now Rebeck in his own zone. Lamberty gets the puck. Still in the Thunderbirds zone. Quinn dumps it down low for Lamberty. Lamberty and Rebeck behind the net. Now Praisner has it. Dunbar on him. Praisner lost the puck. Now here's Tyler Dunbar. Dunbar at center ice. Cross the blue line. Dunbar tried to find Bazzer. Now the Eagles with it. Here's a chance for Praisner. Praisner one-on-one. Praisner, and he's got Lamberty late. Praisner makes the move. Praisner still has it. Lost the puck. And that one will get hung up in the net, or might have gone underneath the back of the net.
I think it's underneath the net, yes.
And so that'll keep the face off in the Thunderbird zone.
What a break for the Thunderbirds. Okay, Dresch, Vaca, and Price on for the Eagles. Thunderbirds win this face-off. Now they're coming up the ice.
Thunderbirds with it. Here's Matthew Bazarin. He has a goal tonight across the blue line. Passes over to Ford. Smith, rather. Now he's hit by Vaca. Smith with the puck for the Thunderbirds. Back to Bazarin in the Eagles zone. Halfway through this overtime. Bazarin back to Ford. Ford and Smith, they've put a few points on the Eagles over the years. And a lot of teams. Here's Price with it in his own zone for the Eagles. Price at center ice. Getting it to Vaca. Now Vaca trying to find Dresch on the near side. He can't. Now the Thunderbirds with it. Down the ice.
That's icing.
Yep. And that's going to be icing, so the Eagles will get a face-off and no line change there. A couple Thunderbirds going late. And, well, looks like they're going to, Cicello and Ford, they're trying to go. Ford ended up getting off there, Larry. Are they not calling this icing now? Are they having a change of heart?
I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know because they don't know. and because now they're going to center ice. Mistake was on their part, so when you make a mistake like that, you go to center ice.
So face-off at center ice, 2:06 to play in overtime. Orfanos back out there for the Eagles along with Wood and Clark. Here's Daniel Bazarin for the Thunderbirds. Gets around Wood. Bazarin back to Cicello. Behind the net, now Clark with the puck. Under 2 to play in overtime. Orfanos across the blue line, winds and fires. Save Ahern. Got a piece of it and it goes high. Now the Thunderbirds with it. Bazarin gets around Wood. Now Bazarin moving in. Bazarin shot. Brancato makes the save. As the Thunderbirds will chase that puck in their own zone. Minute 30 to play. Thunderbirds with the puck behind their own net. Walkington. Gives it for Smith. Smith across his own blue line. Smith now with it. Smith lost the puck behind the Eagles net. Smith still has it, trying to get it to Dunbar. Smith will keep it in the slot, cycle around, poke checked away by Quinn. Nice job by Quinn. Minute left here in overtime. Bazarin, Lamberty. Bazarin over along the far boards. Back to Dunbar. Dunbar shot. Glove down by Brancato, and he'll hold with 52 seconds left in overtime.
I'll tell you, the people who came to this game tonight, they got their money's worth. The scoring, overtime, we may go to a shootout, the fights, just... There you go.
So we have a timeout by the Soo Thunderbirds. Tomorrow on our family of stations here at Sovereign Communications, we'll have Coach's Corner on 1230 WSOO with Dave Watson, 11:05. He'll recap all the scores from tonight, have some interviews and talk local sports. Coming up tomorrow night, 3 games on our airwaves. We have Soo Greyhounds hockey at home against Sudbury on Rock 101. Jerry Liscombe Jr. will have the call around 6:40. Laker hockey on Yes FM with Bill Crawford, 6:40, as the Lakers will take on Merrimack and the Detroit Red Wings. Opener at Nashville. Have it on 1230 WSOO at 7:30 pregame. Sunday, pair of games, Soo Greyhounds at home against Peterborough, 2:07 face-off. We'll have the call on Rock 101 around 1:40. And then Laker hockey on Yes FM, Merrimack at 5:07. Pregame show around 4:40. Face-off to the right of Brancato. Bazarin and Vaca will take the draw. Win by the Thunderbirds. Dunbar with it. Dunbar at the blue line. Gets it to Smith. Forward rather shot. Glove down by Brancato, and he'll hold. So the border battle heating up tonight, Larry. We haven't seen it too much here. Even in the Sioux Ontario games, we didn't have a whole lot of the rough stuff. I think we had a fight in the last game, but lots more to play out this season between these two squads.
Right, Eagles win this face-off.
Bazarin gets it back for the Thunderbirds. 40 seconds left in overtime. Bazarin now broken up by Vaca. Dunbar across the blue line. Dunbar with it. Shot. Oh, a tricky save there by Brancato. I'll tell you, Tyler Dunbar has logged a lot of ice time for the Thunderbirds. It seems like he's out there all the time.
I'll tell you, it does. And I'll tell you, Brancato's coming up big right now. He'd love to get that last goal back, but he's come up big to hold the Eagles in this game right now.
And Tyler Dunbar, a 2003 birth year player, and he was born in December, so he's one of the youngest players in the league. And boy, he's... Oh, a big shot there off the face-off. Brancato juggles it. Puck goes behind the net, and we got the net off the moorings. That was a quick face-off win, Larry, and Brancato had to make a quick save.
I tell you, Brancato's holding them in this game here. The Eagles got to start doing something.
Eagles kind of hanging on right now. Shots 40-30 in favor of the Eagles, but they had a larger margin there before this overtime. 25 seconds left in overtime. Face off to the right of Brancato. Thunderbirds win another face off. Goes back to Ford at the point. Ford almost lost it to Clark. Now here come the Eagles. Fraser might have a breakaway. Fraser, no. Nice job by Bazarin. Nice back check there. Now here's Matthew Bazarin with it across the blue line. 10 seconds left. Bazarin looking for Ford. Bazarin now loses the puck. Goes to Daniel Bazarin. Puck will go down back into the Thunderbirds' end, and we are going to have a shootout here at Pullar Stadium. Our score after the overtime period, the Soo Eagles 3, The Soo Thunderbirds 3 will keep it here for the shootout, Larry. As this the third shootout for the Eagles. They lost one in Rayside. They won one over in Sioux, Ontario at the John Rhodes Community Center. And, well, right now, we'll find out if they win this one. So the first shootout of the season, both teams again assured of a point. So the Eagles will not pass the Thunderbirds. Even if they win this shootout, they will be tied with them in the standings. However, they played 3 less games, so they do have those games in hand. But you always say, Larry, you got to win those games.
You have to win those games.
They're not
right.
guaranteed points. And so here we go. It'll be up to the goaltenders now, as we will have 5 shooters. And then if it's still tied after the 5 shooters, we'll go into sudden death situation. And I believe, Larry, if I'm not mistaken, the home team has the choice if they shoot first. Is that true?
I think so. You're right, yes.
Because the official's going over to the home team and
giving them his list.
Yep, give your list of shooters. And shootouts in hockey, maybe not as dramatic as some of the shootouts you see in other sports like soccer, especially when you get to the World Cup level, where a lot of players don't even want to take the shots because who knows what will happen to them if they miss it when they go back home.
I think they go with 3 here.
Is it 3?
Yeah, it's
okay.
3.
Yeah, it is 3. I'm thinking soccer again, Larry. You can hear more soccer talk on our sports show, The Game, Monday nights, 6 to 8 o'clock on ESPN 1400. So here we go. Shootout at Pullar Stadium. No one has left. Still a big crowd here of 820, as predicted boldly by Larry Pozzebon.
Well, looks like the Thunderbirds are going first.
All right, so here we go. And, well, no surprise, Tyler Dunbar will take the first shootout goal, or try to make the first shootout goal for the Thunderbird. Dunbar in with it. Fake shot. Goal. Tyler Dunbar will give the Thunderbirds a 1-0 lead. And, boy, that was pretty smooth.
Yeah.
A lot of confidence for a very young man. And well, we've heard a lot of accolades over the years on him as a younger player. And, well, he's showing it tonight. He's had a good, solid performance tonight. He's given the Thunderbirds a 1-0 lead in the shootout. Here's Blake Vaca to try to counter for the Eagles. Vaca in. Vaca on a Hearn shot. Goal! So it's 1-1 in the shootout. And that one was very confidently played as well. So both teams score.
Got number 23 here now for the Thunderbirds.
Well, Daniel Bazarin now will try to give the Thunderbirds a 2-1 lead in this shootout. 1-1 after 1. Ooh, you get some boos here at Pullar Stadium there. Or are they saying Bazarin? No, I think they're saying boo. Now Bazarin across the blue line. Bazarin in. Shot. Save. Brancato with the right pad. So now the Eagles with a chance to
got number 9.
take the lead in the shootout. As it'll be number 9 for the Eagles, Tommy Buiz. Now Buiz with the puck. Going to the right side. Now Buiz in. Buiz shot. Goal! Beats Ahern on the backhand stick side. And it's 2-1 Eagles. So now, if Brancato can stop this one, Larry.
The other Bazarin.
I believe this one will be over. So here's Daniel Bazarin, who's he's definitely going to get the raspberries from the Pullar crowd.
That's the first time I really heard this in this building.
Yeah, except for the refs. We hear that a lot. Now Bazarin across the blue line. Brancato in. Bazarin shot. Save! Brancato! And the Eagles win the shootout by the score of 2-1. Take the extra point and get the victory. We're going to take a break here. We come back. We'll have our post-game show. Our final score, the Soo Eagles in overtime beat the Soo Thunderbirds by the score of 4-3. For those on Hockey TV, we will bid you adieu. And for those on ESPN, we'll be right back. You are listening to Soo Eagles Hockey on ESPN 1400. Scott Nason, Larry Pozzebon back at Pullar Stadium. A happy Pullar Stadium for the home fans as the Soo Eagles with an exciting 4-3 win in the shootout over the Soo Thunderbirds. Eagles scoring both goals in the shootout and Shane Brancato making a pair of saves. Larry? Exciting times, good game. Fans got their money's worth. The Eagles get a big 2 points.
Yeah, right. I'll tell you, this was a good hockey. It started off kind of slow in the first period, picked up a little in the second period. The third period was a little better, and even overtime and the show. I'll tell you, this was as I said earlier during the game, this was a game that was a fan's appreciation, and this is something we haven't heard in here is besides you mentioned, I said the booing that was going on against the Thunderbirds.
That's a rivalry. It should be a booing going on.
But that was good. That was a good crowd, and it sounded really nice in this arena. And you normally it's for the officials, but tonight they directed it towards a couple of Thunderbirds that the fans didn't like, put it that way. But you got to, I don't know what else to say, but, Eagles picked up 2 points, which was good. They needed it, and they needed to beat the Thunderbirds on their own rink, and they did it.
Recapping the scoring, Thunderbirds got on the board first at the 3:58 mark. Oren Grandgroff, his second of the season from Nick Smith and Matthew Bazarin to make it 1-0 T-Birds. Eagles would tie it on the power play at the 15:35 mark. Blake Vaca, his second of the season, with assists from Dominic Skrella and Kyle Quinn on the power play. Thunderbirds would get the only goal in the second period, take a 2-1 lead. Matthew Bazarin, his sixth of the season, assists from Daniel Bazarin and Tristan Cicello. Eagles would tie it at the 4:27 mark of the third period. Ryan Dax, his second, assists from Kyle Portlock and Cam Parrott to make it 2-2. Then the Eagles would score 1 minute later at the 5:27 mark. Tucker Harris, his first of the season, with assists from Caleb Wood and Dominic Skrella. The Thunderbirds would tie it at the 16:48 mark. Curtis Rogers, his first, assists from Camden Finley and Warner Young. It was 3-3 going into overtime. Thunderbirds had most of the chances in that 3-on-3 overtime, out shooting the Eagles 6-1. But the Eagles would get the extra point by scoring both their shootout goals, and Shane Brancato, who would get first star in this game, Larry. Brancato gets first star.
Excellent choice.
Yep, as he makes 27 saves. Ahern the second star with 37, and Dominic Skrell with a pair of assists. He gets the third star. The goals for the Eagles in the shootout, Blake Vaca and Tommy Buies. Tyler Dunbar with the goal for the Soo Thunderbirds in that shootout. So with the win, Larry, in the shootout, the Eagles improved to 3-3-1-1. They will have 8 points. They'll move into a tie with the Thunderbirds for third, who are 3-6-0-2. They will also have 8 points. The Eagles do have 3 games in hand. Other games, other finals tonight in the NOJHL. Rayside over Hearst 5-2. Blind River over Kirkland Lake 5-2. And Espanola over Elliott Lake 5-3.
The Eagles continue the Thunderbirds' losing streak.
Yeah.
Although they picked up a point, the Thunderbirds, they still lost the game.
Still lost, yep.
They're now 5 in a row.
Exactly, 5 in a row. The Eagles' next game will be tomorrow night in Elliott Lake. You can catch that one on Hockey TV. That one will have a 7 o'clock face-off. If you want to hear the podcast of this broadcast, you can go to the website, thegamesportshow.com or thegamesportshow.podbean.com. And Larry, we're going to be off for a little bit. Our next action will be in about a week and a half at the NOJHL Showcase at the Big Bear Arena on October 15th and 16th. We're going to have a lot of games on Hockey TV and on the radio, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is, yeah. I'll tell you, 12 teams. Folks, get out there. See those games. I'll tell you, you're going to enjoy yourself. Teams that you never see.
Exactly. Larry, thanks for joining us on the broadcast,
pleasure.
and we'll talk to you in about a week and a half, sir.
Okay, good night.
And that's going to do it here from Pullar Stadium. I want to thank our broadcast engineer, Emily Pentecost, back in the ESPN 1400 studios, and each and every one of you for listening. Again, our final score from Pullar Stadium, the Eagles, in a shootout, defeat the Soo Thunderbirds by the score of 4-3. You have been listening to Soo Eagles Hockey on ESPN 1400.